Thank you, Matt. All right. Good evening and welcome to the Mayor and Town Council of Brentwood. Today's Tuesday, September 16, 2025, and we're starting this meeting at 7:06 p.m. This meeting is held in person, and we can also watch on YouTube. For public comments during the meeting, email our town clerk at info@brentwoodmd.gov. With that, I will have Mr. Moran to call the roll.
Councilmember Glenn Harris Jr.,
Present.
Councilmember Juan Jalamian,
Present.
Councilmember Julia Elrod,
Present.
Vice Mayor Jerry Burgess,
Present, ready to serve.
Mayor Lucita Mina Lopez,
Present.
Town Administrator Shelley Dorsey Washington,
Present.
Police Chief Anthony Ayers,
Present.
Interim Town Treasurer Shelley Dorsey Washington,
Present.
Town Clerk Larry Moran present, and lastly Town Attorney Jason Deloach.
Present.
Thank you. With that, I will ask people to raise, and we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. On that way. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I need a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda?
Second.
All right, there's some few things that we're going to table. Shelley, you said from new business is B, the town center elevator.
Yes, the town center elevator service agreement, we can table.
Okay, and also we're just gonna discuss the ordinance 2025-15 in regards to a street parking permit on 37. Is that the one?
Yes, and
Yes.
schedule a hearing.
Yes, okay. Anything else? Nope. All right, all in favor to approve this agenda?
Sorry, I didn't quite get what was up with the 37th Street parking change in the agenda. I just didn't follow that, that's all.
We have to do a hearing.
Yes, we have to have a hearing,
Mm-hmm.
and so we can just do the second reading at the hearing. However, there was a suggestion to make an amendment, so we were gonna have discussions on that tonight.
Okay, right. So it's still on the agenda then?
yes.
Yes.
It just, instead of second hearing, it's just for discussion, is that
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Gotcha, okay,
Second reading.
thank you.
Mhm. All in favor to approve the agenda?
Aye.
Say aye.
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 Ayes have it, so move. Upcoming events. District 47 Cookout is scheduled for September 27 from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. at Bladensburg Waterfront. Municipal Open House is Monday, September 29th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Maryland National Park and Planning in Riverdale. Citizen Advisory Committee meeting is Thursday, October 2nd at 7 p.m. at the Community Center. International Day is scheduled for Saturday, October 11 from 1 to 6 at the Community Center / Parklet Park. Prince George's County Municipal Mayors and Town Manager Reception is on Monday, September 29 from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. in Lennon. And I'm just gonna add that we have a meeting tomorrow to discuss the Prince George's Gateway. We have 8 municipalities participating in this. That's tomorrow at 6
Yes.
p.m.
Mhm.
6
It's
p.m.
6 municipalities, I believe.
6 municipalities,
Mhm.
yes. So it's tomorrow.
So, yes, we're hosting.
Yes, it's
This
our final meeting before we approve all the plans. All right.
Madam Mayor, may I add a couple meeting announcements? I forgot to mention.
Okay, you can.
So on 10/8, we're going to have a green team. So 8/10, 11/12, and 12/10, we're going to have a green team committee Sustainable Committee and at 8 o'clock through Zoom, and we're going to be sending out a Zoom link soon. So just wanted to give people a heads up.
Thank you.
Could you give those dates again?
Yeah, 10, 8, 11, 12, and then 12, 10
Thank you.
What time is the meeting?
at 8.
8.
Yep. It's going to be through Zoom.
Okay, thank you. All right. You have other?
Just a question, if I may, ma'am?
Mm-hmm.
It's important for participatory purposes. Upcoming event D, International Day. What do we know about the food for that day? Do you know anything yet? What kind of tasty snacks are going to be available? Vendors? I always like to, I get to pull people out. I want to know what's going to be on the plate. Yeah.
So we don't know as of yet. However, we're kicking around Mexican, Jamaican, just different dishes.
So
from
I want to be
different-
clear then, you were promising Miss Shelley Dorsey Washington that for International Day, we're going to have a variety of ethnic dishes.
So I'm going to pitch that to the special events committee chair.
But, yes, okay, all right, I'm out then, thank you.
That's in the report. All right, so I would like to open this moment for public comments. Mm-hmm. Mr. Bryan.
Hello. Council, Madam Mayor, thank you for this meeting. I wanted to talk in particular about one resolution on the agenda. It's Resolution 2025-13. I think it's up for its second reading tonight. We amended the version last time at the first meeting. And I think the town administrator will talk about that a little later, but I want to thank you for your work thus far on this resolution. I hope that it passes, and I think if it does, it could do wonderful things for the town and for Gold Avenue in particular. So I'm strongly in support of Resolution 2025-13, and I hope you will support it later tonight. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Stefan Lagan, Barnum Street. Thanks for your time. Just here because well, a lot of you were there last night. We had the Safe Streets for All public meeting, which was great. It was a chance for the town to sort of give us their thoughts on sort of what we could do better as far as traffic safety was concerned. And I'm here really just representing the folks from 37th Street. A few of them were underinformed and feeling impatient about, sort of what's been going on with 37th Street over the last year, understandably. And I encouraged them to come here tonight, and they said they had back-to-school activities. So I said, well, I'll be here on your behalf. So I'm just here on their behalf, just to sort of keep the fire burning under the project. I know our town administrator is going to be speaking about the changes on 37th Street. But on behalf of the residents, I would like to encourage the town, specifically the town administrator, to continue moving forward with solutions for 37th Street, whether they be quick build or otherwise. And I think this is an important piece. If your communication specialist can sort of get that information out to the public as well, so that folks know what's happening, I think that'll make the residents feel a lot better about the work that you're doing. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
No email comments.
No emails? Okay. Thank you. All right, so I will move to the report, inviting, as you probably know, we have a new police chief, which we did our formal swearing ceremony earlier today. And I just want to give you welcome once again. And thank you for your service.
Thank you.
So you have your report? You had to read your report?
Excuse me. At this time, I'd like to thank the council and the mayor for allowing me to have this opportunity. I look forward to working with every one of you as well as the community. I think we have a great team here. I'm very excited about what we have planned for the next couple of months. But letting you know that we're going to be out there in the streets. What we're trying to do is, our police is different than a lot of chiefs in the area. I believe in proactive policing. I don't wait till things happen. I try to go out there and try to address social issues of bringing crime down. And I met with a couple of the council members over here that have some great ideas that I want to partner with. I have spoken to the town administrator in reference to the police department taking a stance with all community events. We'll be either leading the event or we'll be partnering with the event, because it's very important that our citizens see us in different lights than just locking people up or coming to them when they're in need. I know for a fact that we have some issues that can be resolved. I know I've seen a couple of the residents out in the streets that had the concerns. I heard you last night. I went out to the street, and I understand what they're talking about on 37th. So my job is problem solving. I enjoy trying to find out solutions. So I'll be meeting with you sometimes to get some of your ideas and some of your concerns. But that's not just for him, it's everybody. I just want you to know that I'm reachable. I'm always available. I share my information on how you get in contact with me, because that's the only way we can get things moving forward. So once again, thank you. I have a full report next month, because right now I'm still trying to get my access to certain things. But it'll be a thorough report that I'll be providing each month about what activities we're doing. I'm a working chief, so you're gonna see me doing a lot of things in the community. We have a couple of things coming up in October. October 1st, we're doing a coffee with the chief at the Mix. We also have a lunch with the chief at the schools. So each month, I'll be sitting down with each grade level and having lunch with them, all the way from elementary school all the way up to high school. So we're starting this month, and each month I take a different grade. And hopefully by the end of the year, in the school year, I have be at the high school. And that's just to show them that I'm here to support them. At the same time, hear what their needs are. Also, my coffee with the chief is going to be flexible. What I mean by flexible, it's not going to be on the same day every month, because I want to make sure I reach out to everybody. So this first one is going to be a daytime, a morning coffee with the chief. The next, in November, we're going to have an evening coffee with the chief. And then the following month, we're going to have a weekend coffee with the chief. That way I can be able to be reached by everybody. Don't matter if you're working during the week, you have access to me. And it's going to rotate like that the rest of the year. Morning, evening, weekend. So that way I can reach out to everybody. Also, we're going to do training, mandatory training each month with my officers. So we would call the county to come in and handle our calls for that day. I think it's very important for our officers to keep up their training. Also to learn different resources, because what we want to be and what we want to provide to our community is, when we go to a call, we want to be able to give them or connect them to the service they need to actually fix that problem. So why are we going to the same house over and over again for domestic when we know for a fact they have financial crisis? We can go ahead and set them up or give them information on where to get that help. So I need time to train my officers up to get them up to par on what resources are out and available in the community, so they can share that with the citizens when they go to a call. Because we want to make sure that people are served, not just go ahead and just take a report from them. We want to make sure that they won't have that same incident again. Hopefully that will reduce our call for service as well. So that's very important why we have that once a month training. So I just want to make sure that you understand why I'm having that once a month training. Also, it builds teamwork, because team building is very important. I don't want to have static between the officers or staff. I want them to be able to work as one. The way I police, the way I manage is a little bit different than some people. I think of us like a car. I don't ask the steering wheel to hold the gas. Every part of the car has something very unique to make the car move forward. So it's very important that I listen to my officers, see what their strengths are, so I can put them in that position so we can move the car efficiently. So you'll see a lot of changes, a lot of pet projects my officers will be taking on, because I want them to enjoy coming to work. I don't think it's beneficial if we just driving around doing nothing. I think they should be able to have some kind of program or project they enjoy doing that can actually benefit the town. And that way, it makes them feel good when they come to work, that they can work on their project, at the same time, do police work. Because we have to do things a little bit different. Instead of locking people up, we need to find ways of solutions and programs to actually engage people. So that's my report for this month.
Thank you, Chief. Questions for Chief or comments?
May I be recognized, Mayor?
Vice Mayor?
Thank you. I shudder to even say anything with Councilmember Elrod next to me, but the police department has historically played a really strong role in late October festive activities. And if it's not on your radar yet, just want to make sure that you guys are ready.
I'm a haunted house freak. If you know about what I do over at Carter City, I probably have a whole storage bin of props that I can't be used no more. So every year I kind of build onto it, but we will have a haunted house this year. And the theme this year is going to be, because I don't have too many props, it's going to be very easy, simple. It's going to be a haunted hospital. So we'll have hospital patients that are kind of unique. And we will have a maze inside the town hall, so there's like a maze, so it's going to take you probably like a minute to go through the whole thing. So you don't shoot right through, you go up and down aisles. So you have a very festive Halloween, sir.
I'm very excited, very excited. And
Okay.
for those bodies or zombies, I'm told that Councilmember Harris is going to make it convincing.
That was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah. Well, it's the most favorite time of the year for me. That's like Halloween. So
Thank you.
no problem.
So, any other questions for Chief? No, thank, all right. So, going to move to our treasurer's deposit and activity report.
So first I'll be reading the cash report for the month of August 2025. Ending balance in the general fund is $618,357.13. Ending balance in ARPA is $24,793. Ending balance in the capital fund is $235,272.33. Ending balance in PNC is $344,444.81. Ending balance in the money market is $189,656.64. Ending balance in the merchant account or credit card account is $62,360.28. Ending balance in the Truist checking is $140,982.43. Total cash on hand at end of August is $1,615,866.62. The budget versus actual. And I'll just be focused on the summary report. Year-to-date, total income is $202,209.18. Total expenses is $243,713.59, resulting in a deficit of $41,504.41, which is actually pretty good. Usually this time of year, we have like a deficit of like 125,000 upwards to close to 200,000. So we're actually doing really good. Just waiting for that big chunk of property tax revenue to come in. And bill payments, total bills submitted for your review is $159,955.86. And that was through September 15th. And that completes the reading of the treasurer's report, subject to audit. And if
Vice
there's-
Mayor?
Thank you, Mayor. I just have one question. I don't, I know you're not a magi or seer or any of those things, but given general economic concerns, do you anticipate any drop in property tax revenue?
No,
No.
no,
Okay.
I do
All
not.
right. Very good. Thank you.
And moving to town administrator's report.
Town administrator's report.
Okay. So the report was made available online and prior to this meeting, so I'm just gonna touch on a few points, if that's okay. 38th Street sidewalk, we're still waiting to receive that draft plan for our review and for your comments. I don't need to speak about Safe Streets because we've already been updated with the public meeting that was held last night. Legislative updates, I did want to bring to your attention that Maryland General Assembly did approve SB 820, which allows municipalities to now assess fees up to $5,000 to enforce ordinances and resolutions. It was $1,000, so that has changed to $5,000. SB 390 authorized the trained technicians to review and approve recorded images of speed camera citations, so you no longer have to have a certified officer doing it. And the county has a pending bill, CB 0722025, which is to accelerate the development of sit-down restaurants in underserved areas. Essentially, it just expedites the permitting process. Thomas Stone, so school's back in session. Town was assisting with, the crosswalk, parking issues and things of that nature. The county did send out 2 crossing guards, so that's been going well. That's less that our officers have to do. There was an emergency management meeting, and I just highlighted some of the bigger things that took place in that meeting. We're currently soliciting for an artist to join the Gateway Arts District management team. So we've been doing that, I think, for a little over a month now, trying to find someone to fill that slot. We're also looking for an artist to paint a mural in the community center. Ad for the code position, that's going to be going out. Do have an update on INET. So Comcast came out today along with engineer with the county. So the county's they're now involved in the process. And what they found is that they can do an aerial installation of the CNET. And so that's what they're looking to do. And they're actually hoping that within the next 2 to 3 weeks, they'll actually start that work and bring INET into this building, but they'll also be able to leave the lines in the old building in case we need to tap back into that at some point if we move staff over there. And I think that's it. Utility assistance, I just want to put it out there real quick. Pepco, if you need assistance with your utility bills, please call 202-833-7500. WSSC, you can get financial assistance by contacting PG Hot Program at 301-567-3330. And Washington Gas, financial assistance can be provided by contacting the Maryland Department of Human Resources at 800-332-6347. That completes the reading of the Town Administrator's report.
Thank you. Questions for Town Administrator? Yes, Vice Mayor Burgess.
Just one, and a thank you for all the work that you've been doing. Really, really do appreciate it.
You're welcome.
It won't be that long before the Maryland legislative session gets up and going again, and although I suppose I shouldn't be surprised, but I just want to clarify the infrastructure size for a 10-year storm. Am I reading that correctly, or is that a typo? Do you remember?
That is correct. So the current infrastructure for our drainage system it's 10-year.
Okay.
And so that big storm that we had in, 2020? The issue with that, I guess, because rain is so unpredictable, they say you're going to get 2 inches, and you might get 2 inches on this side of the street, but the other side of the street, you might get 5 inches. And so what they found was certain areas got a 500-year storm, which contributed to that flooding, and the infrastructure wasn't designed to be able to handle that. Brentwood is also in a very flat area, and so the drainage in this area, Brentwood, Cottage City, Colmore Manor, the water just moves really slow.
I suppose my question to you, after clarifying that, thank you. look, there's a lot of talk about stormwater in this town for good reason. But I wonder, wondering out loud here, so I'm looking for your feedback. Should we be preparing to be proactive lobbyists in Annapolis this coming year? Like putting forth resolutions, statements, going down to testify. I mean, did you get a sense that in this meeting that such activity would be encouraged, or?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't really speak on it,
Yeah.
in terms of if we should or we shouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't think it hurts. I know the mayor in her meeting with the county exec, one of the things that was discussed was stormwater management. And hopefully in the very near future, we'll be looking at like things that we could do here in Brentwood to help with, that issue. I know a lot of people think the levee or the pump station is designed to assist with, flooding in the towns, but it's really just designed to stop flooding, the levee itself from flooding. It maintains like 2 feet of water at all times. And during that huge storm, that water rose to like 9 feet. And so I'm sure there's things that we can do. The county also offers some resources that can actually help residents to deal with what they call nuisance flooding, where you get those, that water that's just ponding in your backyard or whatever the case may be, to be able to address those.
All right.
Anyone?
Mayor?
No.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
You didn't, you
That's
wanted
all
a
right.
different answer.
No, I just need to ruminate a little bit on it, but you did.
Madam Mayor, may I be recognized? Oh, okay.
Thank you. Just a few questions.
Mhm.
On the topic of the emergency management meeting where you note that DOA provides funding to property owners, is that something that we're able to assist in dissemination with those?
So no, the residents could reach out on their own and get assistance.
Okay, but
Yeah.
can we just
But
like,
we could probably
just alert?
facilitate it, yeah.
Right,
We
right,
could-
just to like make sure that people
Yes.
know
Mhm.
who to call, where to go.
Who to call, I can reach out, find out exactly what the process is. We
Okay.
could probably even have like a workshop, workshop,
Yeah.
where we invite residents and we help them through the process.
Got it, okay.
Yeah.
On legislative update 4B, about the adjustment to who can review and approve the recorded images of speed camera citations, how will the town staff delegate that responsibility?
So, well, currently an officer is assigned to it, but we now have the option of, training someone,
Okay.
I think it's a specific training they have to attend.
Okay,
But then once they receive it, someone else can do it,
okay.
yeah.
Is there a plan to do that?
Now, that piece I don't know, that would be a question for the chief.
Okay, just something to think about,
Mhm.
how that, just so folks know. And then last question is about the Civic Plus meeting. I see you have a kickoff scheduled. Is there a date for that, and what role might there be for us as council members?
So the kickoff is the 19th,
Okay.
and I believe, is it 10 or 11? 10, yeah. So, and this is for the implementation of the agenda management software.
Okay, and we'll get we'll get training on how to like access it and all of that
Yes,
as well. Okay.
yes. So that'll be the kickoff meeting. Yeah, I mean, anyone that wants to be involved in the process, I'm never going to tell anyone no.
Okay, I'll check with
So
you.
if you're interested, just let me know, and I'll make sure you get on those invites.
Okay, thank you. That's all.
Councilmember Triangle.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a comment now that we were talking about the stormwater management. So I do have an upcoming meeting with the Clean Water Partnership, where I'm going to discuss like different possibilities. I have been actively speaking with the Senator Augustine as well as some of our delegates. And I do want to I'm going to be working with some nonprofits that are going to be promoting the rain rebate programs that the county is offering, and also have I'm planning to have a workshop to teach people how to apply and how it works. So that's something that I will be focusing on, but I'm also trying to find what other opportunities are out there so we can at least have some projects. I know we have some rain gardens, although it's not going to do much, but I do find a lot of these grants that are out there that could be very beneficial for the town. So I just want to give you a comment on that.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right. I'll move to the next, and that's the code enforcement report.
Yes, so code enforcement, and unfortunately, I didn't bring my original down here, so I don't know about anyone else, I can't see the percentages in the chart, so I'm just gonna read, Code enforcement activities for the month of August 2025. Rental inspections 3, business license inspections 5, violation notices issued 4, vehicle issued towed warnings 4, building permits issued 1, stop work orders 2, and citations 8. So total activities recorded was 27. And it's definitely, thank you. Percentages. So rental inspections represented 1% of the total activities for the month. Business licenses was 29%. Violation notices issued was 38%. Tow warnings issued or warnings 12%. Building permits issued was 9%. Stop work orders 3%. Citations 5%, and parking tickets 3%. Total activities for the month. And that completes the reading of the code report.
Questions?
May I please be recognized, Mayor?
Vice Mayor Burgess.
Thank you. One obvious question that may have an obvious answer. Clearly, with 66 code
Violations.
evaluations, documentations, inspections in July and down to 27 in August. Is this because we had somebody on vacation, or just because everybody's in compliance in August and then not in compliance in July?
I'm happy to report that everybody was in compliance. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. No, there, due to personal reasons, there was some absences.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Which brings me to, and I just making sure it's not on here, wasn't in your report. What steps are we taking to evaluate the possibility of a second code officer to replace the one that we're soon to lose?
Yes, so your email came through when I was drafting the job announcement, so I'm actually getting ready to post that position to try and get it filled.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were just waiting for one thing, and that happened today. So, and it came back good. So we'll
Yeah.
be good
Great.
to move forward.
Yep.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I get the floor. And, no, I just wanted to mention again, I know we've been talking about it, but I just had some concerns come out of the Capitol Square apartment buildings. And so if that could just stay highlighted and we can stay vigilant about making sure all our neighbors are taken care of inside of that building.
Yes, so I know Code and myself were aware of the issues that are happening at Capitol Square. I know it recently transitioned to a new owner, and I think he's working diligently to try to address those issues, but I know it's not going to happen overnight. We're not able to inspect the apartments as of yet. We're waiting for their lead inspection or certification to be completed, and then once that's done, we can actually go in and do the inspection.
And just for the record, we had a previous meeting with the owner and former Chief Jones, where we discussed a lot of the situation, that he was willing to work with us, but the only problem is like that takes that they have to displace some in order to, because they don't have any available extra units, so they might have to displace some in order to fix, or at least let this contracts get to an end and let people not renovate, because otherwise, you know, they're not gonna be able to complete any construction if they have residents living in there. So that was the conversation we had. I would say maybe back in June.
Mm-hmm.
So, but after that, we don't know what else can we get. But we
So-
can schedule another meeting just to get as a follow-up from that previous meeting.
Yeah, I don't know what the status is in terms of the building's occupancy. But for some reason, I recall an email where they had renovated some units. But I don't know if those, you know, like you just mentioned, if they've rented those out and they don't have any available units to
No,
move
those
people.
renovations were most like installing the AC units, so
Mhm.
they're not required to move people away. But for other major construction things, they will require, because that, yes, when they find that, and I can say that I have, while I
Right.
was door knocking, the unsafe conditions were noticeable.
So I do know that the owner, at least the incident that Councilmember Harris is speaking of, the owner was able to address those as best he could, while people were still living in the unit. I suspect if there's lead in the building or other dangerous materials or what have you, they're not gonna be able to renovate with
Renovate.
people
Are in there.
residing there.
Mhm.
So,
Maybe we need to
Question
schedule
basis.
another meeting with them just to follow up.
yeah,
Anyone else?
No, just at that meeting, Councilmember Harris, did I hear you say that you were, couldn't tell for sure, you were up for that meeting?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll definitely be up for that meeting. Actually, not in an official capacity, but I've been through that building several times, like the mayor just mentioned, the door knocking. And I'll give kudos where kudos are due. Last time I went through there, it was a problem with the trash, but the trash seemed to be picked up. When I walked through the hallways, I saw fire extinguishers available at every stop. I saw fresh paint, but it's still issues and concern when it comes around pests, when it comes around updates to the individual apartment units and like things of that nature. So, I mean, there's an effort there. It's just, but maybe it's like you said, maybe it might require, some time or people moving away to make the renovations, to give it up to the proper living standards we want our residents in Brentwood to have.
right.
As town, do we have any other recourse to help push these needed renovations along? I mean, I guess what I'm getting to is, I mean, I hear that we have people in unsafe, unhealthy conditions, and I think that's just simply unacceptable. So do we have any legal recourse as a town to help push these things through and get somebody in temporary housing?
Well, I would tell you, if you've been watching the news over the last couple of days, the state just obtained a settlement on behalf of residents of an apartment complex in Prince George's County for conditions that may not be an apples-to-apples comparison. I'm not familiar with exactly what these issues are, but Anthony Brown just announced a substantial settlement on behalf of a community in Prince George's County. It was not, I don't believe it was an incorporated area, but there are definitely legal remedies that can be sought for that. And we just need to get all the information for it and then maybe get it into the hands of the state and see if the state will be willing to come in and swoop in and do some things on behalf of our residents.
That'd be great. I just
Madam Mayor,
find
may I
it
be
really
recognized?
hard to deal with we can't do anything because we don't have another space to put them. Well,
Yeah.
find one.
Councilmember.
I have seen them evict tons of people, with people, just throw people's stuff outside. I know they have space, and I think I've been there multiple times to talk to the residents, to talk to the management, And I want to have a good relationship with them. I think I'm going to keep trying if there's anything I can do. But the conditions are not good. I have seen it myself. People have invited me into their home to see the conditions that they were living in, and it's really concerning. And I think we have to act on this because it's not okay.
Madam Mayor, one thing I would encourage, one thing you can do is ask that there be a walkthrough with elected officials through that apartment complex. I have another municipality that I represent that had a similar situation. I can get the town administrator in contact with that town administrator because they did some very proactive things with that particular apartment complex. So I would ask for a walkthrough, and if it's okay, I will get the town administrator of that other municipality in contact with Ms. Dorsey Wash.
Perfect. Thank you.
$11.2 million settlement. Yeah.
That's great. And for fairness, that's not the only building. We have others in the same condition. So, all right, so I will move to the mayor's and council's report, starting with Councilmember Arango Millan.
Yeah, so I want to just give my report on the Sustainable Brentwood committee report, and I broke it down. So I did forget to add us one of the upcoming events, so I'm just going to say it right now. We have we're gonna have our first. So I guess wait, where was that? Sorry. Oh yeah, so for the upcoming event is the Native Plant Swap and Share. It's going to be on Saturday, September 27th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Bartlett Park, and it's open to everybody. I was supposed to add it, and I forgot. So, and to talk about some of the recent activities, we hosted our first informational table at the Gateways Farmers Market, and we were able to get 3 new members. We also started a WhatsApp group. Yeah, it's just for for broader outreach and all of that. So if anybody's interested, please send me an email. We'll make sure to add you. You can find my email at the town website. I also am trying to fix an issue I'm having with my phone, at a town phone, so that way people can start texting me and we can do more of that. So that's that. And then we also have for ongoing work. We're working on the pocket park maintenance, so that's all like weeding, watering, cleaning, and it's underway. In the town, we really need help, so if anybody has time to dedicate, please come and volunteer, help us out. And the climate action plan is on its final stages with MNCPPC. The expected release is October. For funding projects, the Bartlett Park design, the committee seeks council support for. So the water park redesign is due November 7th. I'm sorry, the watershed assistant grant is due November 7th. The Green Streets, Green Jobs, and Green Towns is opening in December. And we're going to be working with Councilmember Harris on a youth grant engagement. And we're also having a community garden, and we're waiting for, we're waiting for the grant results for the community garden. And so our next meeting is on, it's going to be, our committee meetings will be virtually every second Wednesday of the month. Our next meeting is October 8th at 8 p.m., like I mentioned earlier. again, if you guys have any questions or want to get involved, please reach out to me on by email is the best way, honestly. And yep, that's what I have for that. Should I share the cable committee stuff right now? Too? Okay, so for the cable committee, we're finally meeting with Dr. Fellows' students who will be helping us do a lot of data analytics and they're in the Data Information Center of the University of Maryland. So we're actually going to be meeting with town attorney, the town administrator, and Dr. Fellows and his students to see what project we're going to be working on, so we could make sure that we're using it for the best possible way. And then another thing that I'm still gathering the cable committee folks that really want to be involved. So if anybody's interested in communications, I'm really trying to make it communications focused so we can really focus on getting things out there, right? We're having a big language barrier. I've realized that I've been working a lot with the community. We have a lot of folks who don't know how to read or write, a lot of illiteracy. So I've been personally trying my best to find ways to also give, finding people that have that difficulty to make sure that they are also receiving things. We recently did a Know Your Rights event. We had a full house. It was full. We were able to knock on tons of doors and help a lot, make sure that we give people a packet with everything they need to know about. We couldn't hit every door, unfortunately, but we were able to do a lot with that. So that's just some of the reports.
Thank you, Councilmember.
Have a moment? Just a quick comment, not questions, because you seem to be doing an awful lot of really good stuff, a lot of impressive stuff that you and your group and the Honorable Rauch, et cetera, are doing. I just want to make a comment on the native plant swap. I want to be really clear that people should be showing up for the native plant swap. If you want plants for your house, your garden, these are free plants. That's what a swap is. If you've got extra plants, you bring them and you walk away with free plants. If you don't know how to plant a plant, there's going to be free, repeating this again, free workshops on how to do all these things. All courtesy for the council members group.
I can bring the plastic containers or the other containers back. If that helps. Thank you. All right, moving on, we have Public Works Council Member Harris Jr.
Hey, thank you. First, I think I want to thank everybody for coming out to the Safe Streets meeting yesterday. The feedback was really appreciated. Folks very passionate about a lot of issues going on in the town when it comes to traffic safety, and highlighted were several issues, some we've heard of, and just to make everybody aware of, on 37th and 34th, traffic issues, crashes were highlighted, almost fatal incidents were highlighted, accidents on Allison Street and 34th Streets due to speeding and folks running red lights, which have been mentioned in meetings previously before. And then also we had like a long discussion about what our speed bumps are going to look like. What are the best scenarios for speed bumps inside the town, and some proposed solutions when it gets to talking about what we're going to have as far as traffic calming measures inside of the town, whether that be cameras or whether that be speed bumps or installation of alternative calming measures. I think next steps is going to be really helpful for us to go ahead and come with a comprehensive study to put all the best practices in motion for the town. And I think that was a point of the discussion too. Well, folks were saying, well, what is all this going to lead to? And at that time, the moderator put up a schedule. So there is a plan. The survey has went out. I want to say it was about 30 people or so last night. Mm-hmm. Yeah, about 30 or so people last night raising their concerns. So I'm happy to go ahead and see the motion on this and see the traction. I think we're getting into a better place, and we'll be moving forward with some well thought out measures when it comes to traffic safety inside of Brentwood. That's it for me.
Excellent. Thank you, Councilmember Harris. All right, I will move down the list to special events, Councilmember Arad.
Thank you, Mayor. So we've kicked off the Special Events Committee officially, and one of the ways that I'm thinking about how we manage this, because special events sort of hinge very largely on logistics planning. So the way that we're going to approach it is that I will work with the town administrator, town clerk, police chief, on like the day-to-day logistics of keeping these events going, making sure we're, picking dates and booking space and identifying food vendors and making sure those vendors get contracts and get paid. So those meetings are going to be happening on a fairly routine basis every week, every other week, depending on our rhythm. We had a really great conversation about how we can streamline some of the process aspects of it, through the creation of a checklist that can be reutilized from event to event, and then we can sort of refer back to what did we do last year for International Day, and say what worked, what didn't, what do we want to do again, what do we want to do new. And then for the community-facing piece of it, is really see that as an opportunity for residents to show up, have their voices heard about what's going well, what they would like us to, do differently. So provide that feedback, provide their suggestions and ideas. And we had a meeting and we got some really great ideas. And then to learn about ways that they can get involved and support those events. So having concrete defined opportunities for them to volunteer. So great conversation. We're going to meet again tomorrow where we'll sort of hone in on or sometime this week, hone in on what the plan is for International Day on October 11th, as well as start to really formulate what Halloween's going to look like with the awesome haunted house that Chief Ayers spoke about. I am also a Halloween enthusiast, so very, very excited to be partnering with him on that. Some of what we heard from the community, so we had a couple of residents show up. It was small but mighty, which I have a feeling is going to be a trend, but we will go forth. So some of the things they talked about were, in addition to the things that we're doing on a routine basis, is, a routine game night, parent-oriented events where you have an opportunity for the parents to connect and you have dedicated activities for the kids. Mm-hmm. We talked about a job fair. We talked about how we can be more proactive about involving our businesses, our local businesses, and how they can support the work. Some of the ideas that we kicked around for International Day include, selecting a multicultural or internationally oriented film that we could screen and have popcorn. Chief Ayers had a great idea. Could we do something where we're, helping folks get downtown to the National Mall and view some of the incredible exhibits and international offerings through the Smithsonian. And then a couple other pieces that we talked about were how do we leverage these touch points with the community to distribute information, solicit opportunities for youth to get involved in the police department's forthcoming Explorer program, just really make the most of those engagements so that it's not just fun, but it's educational and that, people feel that true connection to Brentwood and to all of us. I've duly noted that we should have a nice plethora of international cuisines available for International Day. And in the future, we will be thinking about how we, bring in cultural touchstones. Can we have a poster session, like where, maybe Thomas Stone Elementary can do poster boards about different countries and those get put on display during International Day. So really this is about how do we take these opportunities and just really make them shine and sing and make them really engaging for everybody so that they want to come out, that they want to be engaged. So that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Only going to add that I encourage the council to participate in the events. And for those that came, it is important, to get connected with all the community members. Because sometimes they're asking, where we are. So, and that will be me. That will be missing International Day that day. I'll be out.
Good to know.
I hope that everybody can contribute and help, because one of the things that we noticed during our past event celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, we were short-handed. So, and we had to, one of the residents, I came and asked, can you help us to handle food? Because we don't have enough hands. So, yes, important to know that as well. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But the town's been doing a great job,
Yeah.
and, you know, I'm just so impressed with the thoughtfulness that they bring to these events so far. So I'm excited to be partnering with them and being the liaison with the community.
Thank you. All right, so moving to the Vice Mayor's report.
Thank you, Mayor. Frankly, just humbled listening to these last three talk about all the good work that they're doing. Really exciting. So the Citizens Advisory Group, some of you might have seen our handiwork in the newsletter where we put together a group authored for transparency purposes update on the stop sign cameras. I'm sure it's loved by some and not by others, but we wanted to make sure we got all the information out there anyway. We then turned our attention to a request from the mayor was to just kind of look over parts of the charter that we thought maybe should be addressed sooner rather than later, and we're still debating those kind of issues. And we we'll probably move on to talking about recommendations, implementation for some kind of, I'll just call it food pantry at the moment. That's one of our projects that we'll be dealing with soon enough. And join us Thursday, October 2nd, Old Town Hall. It'll be a good time.
Might not be present, but I'm gonna send you my recommendations.
Okay, very good.
And speaking of food pantry, I did just send an email to the county. Eric, I can't recall his last name, and he was involving Michael Bird, who's the director, who actually makes those types of decisions. So I'm actually waiting to hear back,
Lovely.
being able to utilize Corby Woods
All right,
for
thank
a
you.
food pantry.
Well, that was part of the meeting that I had. All right, well, the mayor's report. I don't lead any committees, so as you know, I participate, I show up just to support, but I've been having all other kind of meetings. Level Up, listening sessions with the county executive, so I was able to participate. They visited Brentwood, and one of our newest art, what is the name, Shelley? The box on Wyndham.
Oh,
The art
Index
studio.
Media? Oh,
Yeah.
Idea Media.
Yes,
Or-
so they were interested in what they do in there, but also they want to come on our district to see what we're doing, and visited the food hall is the first food hall in Prince George's County, so they wanted to come and visit and see what we are doing and how other ways that, you know, she can help us out. So previous to that, I had a meeting, my formal meeting, my one-on-one with the county executive, and we discussed stormwater management. We talk about the levee. We talk about the failure of the pump station in North Brentwood. I also was able to talk and bring to her attention the Cotterville building that is being empty. It used to be the crisis center before, and then they tried for a couple years with the help of Mayor Miles former Mayor Miles from Mount Rainier to keep it as the senior center, but didn't work out due to funding. So that building is being sitting there empty, and we don't own the building. The building is owned by the county. So, because that was brought to my attention as well. Being follow up in the Volta Avenue project. There's still some internal things that we need to address before we make it and talk to the owner and see if we can give us updates in the project. I know he's in the permitting process. One of the things that I have been working all this summer, we have our final meeting tomorrow to talk about the Prince George's Gateway Development Authority. 6 municipalities, as Shelley mentioned before, is Mount Rainier, Brentwood, North Brentwood, Carter City, Coleman Manor, and Bladensburg. We had, this is just a little bit of background. So in October 2023, the Maryland General Assembly passed Senate Bill 696, Chapter 647, establishing Prince George's Gateway Development Authority, which all the mayors are board members. To lead this coordinated revitalization effort, sorry for that. So basically, Senator Augustine was able to secure $600,000, and there were discussions on how to split fairly that amount. So you know how that was. So we are like pulling each other hair. So we've been having meetings every, this is gonna be our 6th meeting to finalize the plan. And so we have to agree. We have meetings, outside meetings, we have projects, we present different ideas. So tomorrow we're gonna find out exactly if we're going to go, they're gonna divide the funding by projects, by municipality size. So, but that leave us in a disadvantage because we're smaller than Mount Rainier or Bladensburg. So that will be the final discussion, and we all are to present the projects. So I'm not going to give the final until it's approved, so I can provide copies to everybody about this comprehensive plan that we've been working on. So you will see all the ideas that we came up, trying to fight for this funding. So it was very interesting to see, but at the end of the day, one of the things that we learned from each other, from each municipality, is that we want to collaborate. We want to, we have the same, kind of like the same vision. We want to see this neighborhood flourish. And there might be priority on some projects. Of course, we all want Brentwood projects, right? I want my Brentwood projects, but there might be other priorities. But we will find out tomorrow. So with that, those are being my meetings, my monthly meetings. And finally, tomorrow we will get to the end to present Senator Augustine with the final approved plan by everyone. And he will go to Annapolis in October to get us the money. So that's the idea. Another excited news, and this is not, I'm humbly to say this, not just for for me personally, but for the town of Brentwood. I've been recognized on the Maryland State Archives as the first Latina mayor in the state of Maryland. And and October 6th, they're gonna present my story and other stories like Mayor from Mount Rainier, Coleman Manor, and other Latino leaders to highlight during Hispanic Heritage Month celebration. So that celebration is October 6th at 6 p.m. So if you would like to come, let me know so that way we can get tickets. Right, Shelley?
Yes, correct.
So it's a historic moment for the town of Brentwood. So we're going to be in the Maryland State Archives. That's great. And one of the things that we've been doing with our meeting with my new police chief and going to visit different sites. He has different ideas. He's been willing, to go and do a lot of things that, we coffee with the chief. So he's very open, and you will see him around in every corner because that's what he's been doing in a week that he has been working here. With Shelley, we were with our town administrator. We visit Thomas Stone Elementary, meet with the principal to discuss safety issues, and also we visited Agape, the daycare center that we have in town, and we were able to give some backpacks and food for the kids, and see, how many of our kids. The majority goes to Thomas Stone or Mount Rainier Elementary, and the babies that they belong to our parents in Brentwood. So it was a good experience. So I promise to go back and visit more because that's what they would like to see. They were excited to see the mayor So there's a lot of activities that we can do with them, and I think they have some a big event coming up in October.
Yes.
I forgot the date.
Yes.
I forgot the date. So that's what I've been up to. And finally, I had a meeting with the fire department to discuss the status of the station and also updates on the volunteer fire department, which we'll bring soon to your attention. Yeah. So that's conclude my report. And Chief?
Yes, in reference to the volunteer fire department, are they doing anything to recruit volunteers? Because I was down in Charles County this past weekend, and they have billboards out asking for a volunteer, young high school students, or young adults that want to go into volunteering time with the fire department. Are they doing any advertising?
That would be a great question, and you will have to meet with President William Brothers.
Chief Brothers? Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
please. So
I
that
can
way
say
you-
that they're fully staffed in terms of their career fire.
career firefighters.
Yeah, I think it was 217.
Yeah.
And all those positions are filled. I think they rotate in like 4 different shifts.
Yeah, and just so you know, for the record, I mean, Station 55 is one of the first that have been fully staffed.
Yes.
So we are lucky
Yeah.
because we have a fire a couple weeks ago. So the only thing they need help securing volunteer for.
Right, and the reason why I say that because every time you get different administration, the flow of personnel shifts. So we might have them now, it doesn't mean in 4 years we might not have them.
Yeah,
So
that's a
to the
great
point where-
conversation for them because we don't manage the volunteer fire department. We only provide some funding, but we don't manage none of that. But I mean, if there's any advertising that we like to do, yes, we're willing to support that.
Yeah, because a lot of the kids don't know that they can actually, after school, go up there and actually learn a trade and actually go out and volunteer their time. We had a first responder camp we did for the last 4 years that we took kids to all these spots. And when they were at the fire department, they were very amazed that they didn't know that they could start doing their volunteer work at 16 years old. Learning how to do first aid, be certified, a lot of credentials. So if they want to move into a career in firefighting, they have all the classes and all those credentials paid for by Prince George County Fire Department. So it's the point where the information not getting out, and I'm trying to see what are they doing to actually get the information out.
Meeting with
Yeah, I talked to them.
President Brothers.
Right.
And keep us updated. All right, well, I'll move into legislation now, starting with the ordinance. 2025-15, 37th Street parking.
Jump right in there? Okay. So ordinance 2025-15. So we're not going to do the second reading. We're going to actually wait and do that when we schedule a hearing, which hopefully we'll be doing that tonight. However, we did want to have a discussion on this particular ordinance. I know that in the past, whenever we had a new street that was up for permit parking, we did a amendment to the ordinance and we add that street into the ordinance. And so I think what is on the table tonight is to maybe amend this ordinance to include verbiage that in the future, when we need to add a new street for permit parking, it can be done via resolution as opposed to changing the code. Did I say that correct?
Yeah, it was my understanding that that was a consideration or concern about how this amendment was being made. But the determination to make it an amendment by ordinance is because this is the way it is in the law right now. The streets are outlined in the law. So that's how we update it. If you want to do this by resolution in the future, we have to give authorization in the code that any future streets being added can be done by resolution. Now, an ordinance, we know the difference between an ordinance and a resolution. A resolution is less formal. It doesn't have to go through several readings. It's easier to change, okay? You see that a lot with fines that a lot of municipalities are allowed to change fees by resolution, because that happens a lot.
And
That is done on a yearly basis. I don't know how often street parking permits are revised, but that is the advantage of doing it by resolution, is that you can do it in one meeting, you can get over with. The benefit of keeping it as an ordinance is it's in the law, and there is public knowledge of it in the law. Resolutions are a little bit more cumbersome to get, as opposed to getting the code, where you can just go to our code and look it up in our code. So that's the reason why it's being set in for discussion today, because I was told there was a question as to whether or not we can do this by resolution. This particular change, no, but we can revise the ordinance to allow it to be done by resolution in the future.
And the reason I brought that to the town administrator attention is because we might get other petitions from other streets that they want to have permit parking. And for years, I talk about, having permit parking across the town, but there was never any solution to the issue. So some people were in favor, others were not. But what seems to be working is when they organize and get petitions to the mayor and council, that we can actually do something with that. So maybe adding that language so we don't have to review and redo the ordinance process, because that's, and for those who are watching on 37th Street, that's the reason we have been delaying, because we have to go through the process of amend the ordinance. Anyone?
I'm always willing to talk, but I'm want to wait
ahead.
and see here.
I see.
Maybe. So, not putting forth a extremely well thought out comment, but I personally like the current process because it allows for deliberation and thought over some period of time. I don't think the normal ordinance process, it doesn't really take that much time, right? You have first reading, second reading, and then 30 days it's enacted. So it's not like it normally takes 6 months or a year or something like that. 37th Street happened to be, I believe, an unusual situation in how long it took us to go through the deliberation. But I don't normally think of it as a cumbersome process, and I hate to see anything that has the potential, even though extremely well-meaning, to reduce resident input. Like if we pass something by resolution in one night, I'm going to miss, we could miss a valuable comment that could come out during either a public hearing or a subsequent meeting or something like that. So I just hate to lose those, that's all. Peace said.
Anyone else?
I am similarly trying to kind of wrap my head around this. But I think I agree. I think it's really important for that opportunity with, the public to be engaged and to also sort of have more time to just generally be aware of what's happening. Because I think that that's something that this current process affords us, is there's multiple contact points to say, hey, this is happening, as opposed to it just happening in the course of a night. I think for me, my question is, or not a question, but like what I'm, trying to sit with is, what the difficulty is in leaving it like this versus, creating a more expedited opportunity to move it forward. I don't know how many more we would likely get, and if we were going, I would say, sorry, my brain is getting back to what my original thought was. I think if we were going to maybe pursue this opportunity to do it through resolution, why not just maybe go the extra step and say, like, should we just make it all permitted parking, right? Because if that's the intended outcome, is that anybody could quickly petition and get, you know, that heard and resolved in, you know, a matter of, a meeting, why not just move forward with making it all permanent parking? Which I don't necessarily agree with. It is just the next logical step in my brain, so I'll leave it there.
Mayor, can I make one more, please? So listening to both of you and the town administrator, and for anybody listening who's unfamiliar with 37th Street, the initial request came in months and months and months ago, and it just has taken us too long to act. But, so we've had many touch points already. We've had residents come in multiple times on 37th Street. We had a resident on their behalf speak tonight during public comment. Can somebody give me an argument why we shouldn't have the second reading tonight and move forward? I mean, in this particular case, I get the point that maybe we do want to go to a resolution at some point, and that's fine. But in this case, where it's taken months just to get to this point, can somebody just tell me why we should hold off from passing this particular piece of legislation tonight?
Well,
can
we have to
pass
have
it
a
without
hearing.
We can't pass it without a hearing.
We need to schedule a hearing.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we could do the second reading tonight,
Yeah, we can.
right?
Yeah, we could do the second reading, but we're gonna have to read it again during the hearing.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, okay, I just suppose I'd like to get as many logistical things out of the way as possible, that's all, but I get your point, I will.
or we could read it and we could waive the reading during the hearing, but I kind of feel
No,
like
no, I
at the hearing,
just more reading the better as far as I'm concerned, but,
Yeah. so. You wanna read?
Councilmember Harris.
We can, yeah, we can read it,
Okay.
but, yeah. But I knew we wanted to have this discussion, so,
Mhm.
yeah.
Harris, Councilmember Harris.
And I don't know if this will help, now that we have the Safe Street studies going on, because I'm hoping with like the more comprehensive plan will go ahead and help like to streamline this process. But I think just like education on the piece of like what it takes to go ahead and get permit parking. I love the stuff right now that's happening on the Instagram, and that seems to be like the main communication vehicle. Like people can see it and understand it. Because a lot of questions last night were like, how long does it take? How long does it take? How long does it take? And so it's like it's gaps in just understanding how you put something forth, the first reading, second reading, and a hearing. So take that for what it is, but I think that's just some next best practices.
And do you want to read the whole thing, or you want a summary
Oh,
of
no, I
it?
don't necessarily need to, I don't want to push something like that, but, why can't we have the public hearing? What's the minimum amount of time we need to give the public? We need to,
Well, I think it's 7 days from when we introduced it, so we could have a hearing tomorrow. Well, we got to give proper notice.
right, that's what I meant, proper notice. Yeah.
Right, so we could have, what, Friday? Friday?
I just feel like
Would
it's,
be the earliest?
yeah.
I think Friday or Thursday. Friday.
What we can do, I mean, if it's a short notice, we can just do flyers to go on 37, because that's mainly what we want to hear from the impacted residents. So we can just deliver flyers to all those houses.
For the
in
hearing?
there, For the hearing.
And
Well,
we hold it via Zoom?
we've,
Well, what I would say is the public hearings, 95% of them, they last 5 minutes. But in this particular, you always have to calendar it with the intent that you're going to have a bunch of people here. So you want to, and you want to make it as inclusive as possible. So you can have it on Thursday, but is that going to really attract enough people to come in and, to give you what you need in a public hearing? So just take that into account when you're trying to schedule. I know we want to get it done quickly,
Right.
but you
yeah,
just got to keep that in mind when you're scheduling it. and
I would be
giving
the
notice.
first, oops, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, the people have been really clear that they want this to happen. I think I do think that we should continue the process the way it is, but just try to get, just until, we have that hearing, and then just really move forward from there. But I do think we really need to, like, moving forward, a petition is everyone's already agreed. They signed the paper, and they have expressed it in every way possible, email, in person. We really need to get moving with this person.
Mayor?
Go ahead.
Well said. I mean, normally I'm with the attorney and let's really listen, but we've been listening for months, and it's clear the people of Brentwood are ready to move forward.
So Thursday, Friday?
Do you wanna do Zoom meeting or you wanna do in person?
Zoom.
Yeah.
Zoom.
Zoom?
Yeah.
Zoom?
Yeah.
Alright. It's on Thursday or Friday, one month?
I'm open.
Friday? Thursday, what time?
Well, tomorrow's Wednesday, so we do need the 2 days' notice, and maybe it needs to be
Yeah.
Friday. Maybe, yeah, sorry, but
I mean, we can do Saturday morning. Football game, huh?
okay.
Did you say you're recovering?
What
So
time?
Friday,
Time?
6 p.m.?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Friday?
Mm-hmm. Via Zoom.
Larry, you got that? Okay.
So, I mean, we're going to put it out on social media and website, but I will
Yeah,
prefer
we'll get
to
it
have
posted
those
tomorrow.
flyers to
Mhm.
go down to the residents for more input. So, all right. So, are we going to read the summary of this ordinance?
So are we going to read summary? Okay.
Mm.
Okay, Town of Brentwood Ordinance 2025-15, an ordinance establishing residential permit parking for the residents on the southbound side of 37th Street between Allison and Volta Avenue, Allison Street and Volta Avenue.
Do you need a reader?
Yes.
I
that would
thought
be
so,
nice.
yeah. You want to flip for it? You did it last time. You got it? All right, there we go.
Just
Yeah.
to whereas, okay. Whereas the Town of Brentwood Code 305 establishes the authority of and procedures of the mayor and council to designate residential parking, permit parking, within the town and determine the eligibility requirements of such parking. And whereas the required percentage of homeowners on 37th Street between Allison Street and Volta Avenue have properly signed a petition requesting permit parking and presented the petition before the mayor and council. And the mayor and council, through appropriate staff, have confirmed the validity of all the signatures affixed to the aforementioned petition. And now therefore be ordained that the mayor and council of the town of Brentwood hereby establish that permit parking will be in effect for 37th Street southbound between Allison Street and Volta Avenue in accordance with the policies and procedures of Brentwood Code, Section 305 and 305-32. Areas as enumerated shall be repealed, reenacted, and amended as follows. 305, areas as enumerated. Residential permit parking areas shall be as follows.
And you can just read the first one.
Sure. 37th Street southbound. During hours designated 24/7. Location between Allison Street and Volta Avenue. That fair?
Got to turn the page.
Section 2, and it be further ordained that this ordinance shall take in effect 30 days of adoption. Section 3, and it be further ordained that a fair summary of this ordinance shall forthright be published in a newspaper having general circulation in the town and otherwise be made available to the public. Section 4, and it be further ordained that if any section, subsection, provision, sentence, clause, phrase, or word of the ordinance is in for any reason held to be illegal or otherwise invalid by any court or competent jurisdiction, such invalidity shall be severable and shall not affect, or impair any remaining section, subsection, provision, sentence, clause, phrase, or word including within this ordinance. It be the intent of the town that the remainder of the ordinance shall be and shall remain in full force and effect, valid and enforceable. Now therefore it be ordained by the mayor and council of the town of Brentwood, the second day of September 2025, to read and adopt in the dates.
Thank you.
All right, so we have scheduled the hearing for Friday at 6 p.m. via Zoom. Matt will not be available, but Larry, maybe you can record and then upload that meeting on to the YouTube channel. All right, thank you, Matt. It's 6 p.m. Okay, I'm going to move to the next item in the agenda is ordinance 2025-16, prohibiting solicitation townwide, intro and first reading. Town administrator.
Do you want to say a few words about it first before I read?
Sure. It's ordinance 2025-16, ordinance regulating door-to-door solicitations within the town of Brentwood. We currently do not have any code that regulates solicitation within the town. And we have, as of recently, I know, received several complaints from residents, and I think it's been an ongoing concern within the community. So this is our attempt to address it.
And this legislation, this is from you and the mayor. Is that the origin of it? Just so I can.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. All right. All right. Here we go.
Just a little bit of context. We don't know who's coming to our doors, and they just happen to be all kind of different vendors and thing, and they just come and they can be very insistent.
Yeah. Understood. All right. I'll give this a read. An ordinance regulating door-to-door solicitations within the town of Brentwood. Whereas the town of Brentwood mayor and council find that unregulated solicitation can lead to harassment of residents, privacy concerns, and public safety issues, and whereas the town of Brentwood seeks to establish reasonable regulations to protect its citizens while respecting constitutional rights. Section 1. Now therefore be it ordained by the mayor and council of the town of Brentwood, by the mayor and council that Chapter 130, door-to-door solicitations, Article X, Article 10, regulations be adopted and enacted as follows. Chapter 130, door-to-door solicitations. Purpose. The purpose of this ordinance is to regulate door-to-door solicitation in order to protect the peace, safety, and privacy of residents within the town of Brentwood. Definitions. For the purpose of this ordinance, solicitation means the act of going door to door or approaching persons in public or on private property for the purpose of selling or offering for sale goods, services, or subscriptions, requesting donations for any cause, distributing handbills or flyers with a commercial message, except Town of Brentwood related notifications. Solicitor means any person, whether principal, agent, or employee, who engages in solicitation as defined above. Non-solicitation sign means a sign posted by a resident or property owner indicating that solicitors are not welcome. Prohibition of solicitation. A. No person shall engage in solicitation within the corporate limits of the town of Brentwood without first obtaining a permit from the town clerk or other designated official. B. Solicitation is prohibited at any property clearly displaying a no solicitation, no trespassing, or similar sign. C. Solicitation is prohibited before 9 a.m. and after 7 p.m. local time on Sundays or federal holidays. Permit application. A. Any person or entity seeking to engage in solicitation shall submit a written application to the town clerk, including name, address, and contact information, nature of the goods, services, or cause, dates and times of solicitation, names and background information of all individuals who will be soliciting. B, a permit may be denied if the applicant has been convicted of a crime involving fraud, theft, or violence, the application is incomplete, or contains false information. Exemptions. The following are exempt from the permit requirement but must comply with time and no solicitation provisions: political canvassing, religious proselytizing, charitable or nonprofit organizations registered under IRS 501C, Section 3. Note, these activities are still subject to reasonable time, place, and manner restrictions. Enforcement and penalties. Any violation of this ordinance is a civil infraction punishable by a warning for a first offense, a fine not exceeding $150 for subsequent offenses, revocation of any issued solicitation permit. B, law enforcement officers or code officers may enforce this ordinance. Section 2, severability. If any provision of this ordinance is held to be invalid, unconstitutional, such invalidity shall not affect the remaining provisions. Section 3, effective date. This ordinance will take effect 30 days after passage in accordance with applicable law. The remainder of the document is just signatures. This concludes the reading of this proposed ordinance.
Questions, comments?
Mayor, may I? So under section enforcement and penalties, section A, I'm just curious what the mechanism for reporting will be, and how do we also let residents know that a permit has been obtained? I just could see like residents maybe saying like any person that obtained a permit, like do they just ask them? I just want to understand sort of the mechanics of like the operationalization.
Right,
of
well,
it.
I think and Grayson, you can chime in here, but I'm thinking we could require them to have a copy of it with them, you know, when they're out, and
Okay.
and a resident could ask to see
To
it.
see it, okay.
That
Yeah,
could be a
that's fine.
requirement of them being approved.
May I?
Mhm.
Why Sundays in terms of prohibitions? It might seem obvious, I get it, but what about Saturdays? There's a number of
Right.
strong faith folks
Right.
who worship on Saturdays, so I'm just pausing about the Sundays for that reason.
You want the real answer?
Yeah.
The real answer is just research and looking at other ordinances, and I just took from that. So, you know, you can tap dance on this however
Yeah.
you want.
Okay.
Yeah. So we could remove
Maybe I'll look and see if I see anything else, but that might help cover some of the other
Yeah.
holidays.
Jay?
May I be recognized? I would add, I would add just weekends. I think that makes sense, and also holidays. I do agree with that. I also wanted to maybe be more specific on how much in advance under the permit application. How much in advance? Be a little bit more specific, because what if somebody does an application and they want to canvass the next day? I just think if we could say like a week in advance or something like that, so that way people know, and you know, organizations know how much in advance they need to prepare. That's it.
Okay.
Mayor, I have a follow-up.
Mhm.
So sort of touching on the Sundays versus Saturdays versus weekends. The way that I'm reading this is that somebody doing, you know, political canvassing, religious proselytizing, or charitable nonprofit organizations registered under IRS 501, that they are bound by when we've designated the solicitation as prohibited.
Right.
So if we were to keep Sundays, extend to Saturday and Sunday, I just want to make sure we understand that that prevents a Girl Scout who is selling Girl Scout cookies
Mm-hmm.
from being able to go when a Girl Scout selling Girl Scout cookies might be available to sell Girl Scout cookies.
You mean like after 7 p.m. or?
Or just like on the weekends.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Like, or, you know,
Mm.
or religious proselytizing. Like, just sort of connecting that if we have these time provisions that are sort of enforceable regardless of the whether there's an exemption,
Mm-hmm.
what that means for the people that would otherwise be exempted.
Gotcha.
Madam Mayor, may I be recognized?
Yes.
I would also like to ask Mr. Deloach what he thinks about this, and just want to make sure we're not.
Well, the town administrator is absolutely correct. If you look around in these similar ordinances, there is typically a Sunday prohibition, okay? But there's nothing to say, it's not illegal to have it as a ban on Sunday. It may be non-inclusive in some respects, and the same thing with Saturdays. But that's what you guys get paid to do, is to make these decisions, okay? But I think that if you think about it, there are going to be a lot of organizations, kids, who don't have time during the week, okay, to come in and sell Girl Scout cookies or to raise, like I think he said, football teams. I mean, they're going to get caught up in this. So it does require some thinking before you decide, I'm going to ban all weekends because, you know, I want to make it, you know, equitable for certain groups on Saturday and Sunday. So you got to think, there's some thinking to do here. You know, we're trying to control certain aspects of solicitations, but at the same time, we don't want to drown out the solicitations of other groups like the Girl Scouts, the Boy Scouts, so.
But those are the exempt.
Yeah.
Those are exempt because they, I assume that the Girl Scout,
Right, the
they are
501c3s, they're
501c3.
exempt, but they still have to follow the 9 to 7
Yeah,
and no Sundays or holidays.
yeah.
Yeah, I
They're
yeah.
exempt from getting a permit,
Yeah.
but not the other
Provisions.
restrictions.
And Madam Mayor, may I be recognized? Real quick? Why can't we just make it as simple as if somebody has a solicitation sign, it's because they don't want to be bothered, unless, we're keeping the exceptions, obviously, the exemptions, you know, but maybe there's somebody that does want to get knocked on and sell things and buy things.
Well, I think part of the intent with the ordinance too is that people actually have to come to the town, they have to apply.
Right.
So we know who's in our town soliciting. I think it gives residents a certain level of comfort that we know who's out on the streets or knocking on their doors, as opposed to right now, just any stranger, any Joe Blow could knock on their door.
Right.
You can also make it available on the website, okay? You know, permits approved, so it's door-to-door permits, you know, approved. I mean, I don't know if we have the right in the communications, they can do that in real time, but that may be another
We actually
mechanism for
can with
residents.
iWork, with our new system.
Yeah.
People could perform this task online.
Yeah,
We'd have to get
chief,
set
chief.
up, but-
Well, I'm telling my age a little bit, but if y'all know it or not, back in the day, Sundays were very sacred in this area. Stores weren't even open on Sundays. If some of the people remember, some Sundays, everything shut down. Some of these ordinances were probably written back in those days when they were real strict in reference to doing any kind of work on Sundays. Also, you know, I don't think people will have a problem if we regulate, like you say, we want to regulate, that it's not gonna be every Sunday people be knocking your door. So I don't see why we can't remove that Sunday off of there, if you ask me. Because you want to be fair to your sports teams or young people that, you know, only time they have it is weekends to get their stuff done. And I don't think most people will have a problem with somebody knocking on the door once in a while, not every day. So the regulations and having a way to check who's going out there, it's gonna slow that down a little bit. So I don't think it'll be every Sunday that somebody's gonna be, you know, doors knocked on. So my suggestion is probably to remove that Sunday.
I agree.
Sunday or holidays, because that's when people are.
And really, Halloween, you go knock on somebody's door, that's soliciting a little bit too. You know.
I think we should get rid of that altogether. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe just leaving the timing the same way we have, like,
So-
the noise ordinance that you cannot make noise between this and there. So maybe just leave the time
We want to remove the Sunday.
before,
Remove the
the Sunday and holidays, because I mean,
The Halloween is a holiday, really.
Right.
I mean, and you go knock on doors.
nobody wants to work on a holiday, but
Mhm.
Also, there's so many holidays. That's right.
Well, federal holidays.
But for some people,
Sorry, I
It's
wasn't
federal
very
holidays.
vocal.
yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking also about, the political canvassing, and federal holidays and, obviously those that are elected up here, there's an incentive to being able to go around when folks are home. So I think, scratching Sundays, federal holidays, leaving the time,
Okay, so we're okay
but
with
maybe
the time.
exempting allowing the exemptions to not do the time as well. I don't know. Does that make sense? Like, some kids might be out past 7 trying to sell, especially in the summertime when it's still daylight out, popcorn or cookies. I don't know. Just a thought. If 7 p.m. is still too restrictive for our exempted folks.
Can I ask a question? What prompted this ordinance? What
So
was the
just-
reason behind drafting this ordinance? What was the,
Just complaints and requests that, the town tried to assist, and I realized we didn't have a ordinance.
were the complaints detailed as to a particular day, a time?
no.
Evening.
No, it was just very general. We have a lot of seniors, they get very nervous, strangers knocking on the door, and then just everything that's going on with ICE and people, strangers knocking on the
Okay.
door. I mean, people are just a lot of concern, so.
No, we have a
So
lot
it
of
prompted me
solutions.
to draft something,
Okay.
And what's happening right now? and-
which,
Mm-hmm.
and we can do just what we're doing right now, and that is tweak it.
Yeah.
But at least, hopefully we'll move to a place where we actually have something in place as opposed to nothing.
And the reason why it's happening to y'all a lot, because we have ordinance, when I was over Carter City, we push them out. And there's a lot of solicitors in this area. We have people trying to do roofs, they're trying to sell
The construction
systems,
guys are,
energy. There's a lot of solicitors in this area, and we push them because I think Mount Rainier, they have a ordinance, we have an ordinance, and so everybody's coming here now because we can't enforce it here. So yes, there's a definitely need for it.
Madam Mayor, may I speak? Because and Mr. Deloach, maybe you can elaborate on this, but isn't there already state legislation that protects people that don't want to be solicited?
Mhm.
That basically does the same thing.
Mhm.
not everybody have a sign.
Yeah, but, I mean, they can put up no solicitation, no solicitor signs, no trespassing sign. That's one they can do it, way they can do it. But do people really follow that? I mean, do they really follow it?
And what this does, it gives us, the police department, a leverage. So if I see somebody walking down the street with a purple shirt on and has a clipboard, I can go ahead and challenge them and say, hey, sir, there's no soliciting out of town. We can't do that now. So we can't even try to push them out of our neighborhood. See, in Carter City, I used to be able to push them out because when you see them walk around clipboards and not going to doors and stuff, you say, excuse me, sir, I'm sorry. We don't have no soliciting out of town. You have to leave our town, go to the shopping center across the street. You just can't do it here. But here, right now, we're not protected. We can't do that. So what happens, they walk freely and they will harass people. And they don't knock on your door and you say, no, I don't want it. And they leave. They sit there and they beat you. They will
Oh,
say,
yeah.
no. They will sit there for like 20, 30 minutes and browbeat you.
Yep. I experienced that already. Viceman.
Thank you. First of all, I resent you pushing them out of Cottage City and over on into our.
was talking
I mean,
about yes, they go to
that's
shopping
not
center.
right. You know,
They say go to Brentwood.
that's just messed
They
up.
don't have an ordinance.
Councilmember Elrod and I were wondering if under C, solicitation is prohibited if a possible replacement after 7 p.m. local time was something like after 1 hour after sunset.
1 hour after
That
sunset.
deals with the winter summer
Gotcha.
kind of daylight thing.
Or 1 hour after, 1 hour after sunset.
Mm-hmm.
If I may add, I think that there is an element of that gets to the we're doing what we can to prevent people from just unsuspectingly during the dark hours, like when I can't look out my window and see very well, like who's
Right.
at my front door if you
Mhm.
don't have a Ring camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that gets to some of the safety benefits while still allowing, you know, properly permitted or exempted solicitation happening, you know, and we don't have to think about, you know, the seasonal shifts and everything like that.
Okay.
Okay, so the next step on this is just to review the language and then schedule a hearing
Mhm.
or second reading.
And I'm happy to receive emails, recommendations,
Mm-hmm.
or anything else, because I know you guys haven't had like a lot of time to digest this.
All right,
So,
so-
and there's no rush.
but it's needed. But we have all the ordinance, maybe we can have one hearing besides 37th Street parking, we can have a schedule, a future hearing, so.
Well, well, you wouldn't be able to have that at the same time as the Thursday.
No,
Yeah, but at a
that's
later
so-
date.
yeah,
Yes.
later date.
Yes. Yes. Ma'am.
All right, moving to the ordinance 2025-03, the speed camera enforcement penalties amendment.
Yes. So that would actually be a second reading because we did read that previously. And I'm going to ask. This one is pretty lengthy, so I'm going to ask that we waive the reading of it in its entirety. The changes to this ordinance are a result of changes in the Maryland legislation, where they have gone to a tiered fee system as opposed to just one flat penalty, which I believe it was $40 previously. And so this ordinance is basically incorporating those legislative changes on page 2, where it says 305-49 penalties and fees. And essentially it reads that if you're traveling speed limits in excess of 12 to 15 miles per hour, the fee would remain $40. If you're traveling in excess of 16 to 19 miles per hour, the fee is $70. In excess of 20 to 29 miles per hour over the limit, it's $120. In excess of 30 to 39 miles per hour, the fee is $230. And if you're traveling in excess of 40 miles over the speed limit, the fee is $425. Again, just for the record, these are changes as a result of changes in the Maryland legislation, not a result of anything that the town is doing. And so I believe we're required to adopt this by October 1st, is the requirement.
Okay, as,
And
Attorney.
so you could include that one with the 37th Street hearing if you wanted to.
Yeah, just give me, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as our attorney has looked this over already?
Yeah, I was I helped draft it.
Okay.
That language in there is taken straight out of the state law.
Yes. Oh, you want me to keep going to the next one? Okay, so next is Resolution 2025-13. So resolutions don't necessarily require a second reading for us to adopt. However, so this one is actually, it needs to be approved. However, I want to point out that in the last meeting, there was the recommendation, which we decided to move forward with, to add the asphalt speed humps. In the second, on the first page, the second, now therefore, in that last sentence there, it should read, but not limited to asphalt speed humps and flexible traffic delineator posts. So I asked that we move to approve it knowing, with that amendment. And that's resolution 2025-13.
Go ahead, Vice Mayor.
Thank you. We're looking to vote on this,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
And I want to be clear what the verbal amendment that you just mentioned was, because it's not here. So I just want that clear again.
Yes, so in the second now therefore, that last sentence,
Yes?
it should read, but not limited to asphalt speed humps and flexible traffic delineator posts.
Right. I remember that from last time. I just wanted to get that language just
Yes.
right, actually. Humps rather than bumps.
Bumps, yeah, we don't want
Okay.
bumps.
All right.
So, no more bumps in Brentwood.
You gonna make the motion?
Unless, yeah.
Motion? Who wants, yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
okay. I make a motion to approve Resolution 2025-13, which is a resolution reinforcing speed limits adjacent to public parks and authorizing the installation of traffic control devices in the interest of public safety, welfare, and fiscal responsibility for Volta Avenue between Rhode Island Avenue and 37th Street, with the addition to the last sentence, which should read as follows. Now therefore be it further resolved that the Department of Public Works, at the direction of the town administrator, shall install traffic control devices on Volta Avenue to include, but not limited to, asphalt, speed humps, and flexible traffic delineator posts.
Second.
Harris, okay.
Sorry for the long.
Questions?
Just-
No.
No?
Yeah.
Call the roll.
Councilmember Glenn Harris Jr.,
Yes.
Councilmember Juan Alomía,
Yes.
Councilmember Julia Elrod,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jerry Burgess,
Yes.
and Mayor José Miguel Lopez.
Yes, so moved. Thank you.
Madam Mayor, may I make a comment? I just want to know, and I've been, and I'm sorry, I know it's not in the agenda, but I just want to make a comment about the current bumps that we have, or, yeah,
They're bumps.
the
They're
bumps. We still have some, and people are complaining about it. They've emailed me. They told me yesterday that it's actually ruining people's cars. So I just want to know what steps are being taken to get rid of those.
So in your,
37.
yeah, I can instruct Public Works to remove those. They're not effective. Anyway, I mean, I think the main ones in the middle of the street are gone. So I think it's only on the
On the
two,
side.
yeah, on the sides of the road. So I'll have those removed.
All right, Solution 2025-14, creation of the Citizen Advisory Committee, introduction by Vice Mayor Burgess.
Just very quickly, and in fact, this is at the behest of the town clerk, who's been on me to get this resolution taken care of. Shall I read it or just paraphrase? Read it. You want me to read it?
Are you looking to pass that resolution
I would
today?
like to. Yes.
Okay, read the whole thing.
Very good, ma'am. Resolution 20. Were you volunteering?
I'm happy to read it.
That's so kind. That's so kind. Thank you.
Of course. Resolution 2025-14, creating a Citizens Advisory Committee and appointing a liaison to the committee for 2025 to 2026. Whereas the Citizens Advisory Committee is a volunteer group of committee members who provide input, advice, and recommendations to the mayor and council of the town of Brentwood. And whereas this committee will serve as a link between the community and the governing body, encouraging more transparent and community-forward governance and helping to improve decision-making by incorporating a range of community perspectives. And whereas citizens advisory committees can focus on a range of topics such as transportation, public safety, environmental concerns, and community development. And whereas the mayor and town council find that the Citizens Advisory Committee provides valuable and important review, research, and feedback to the governing body of the town of Brentwood, and desires to create a permanent standing advisory committee to continue with these efforts. Whereas the committee will, on a yearly basis, elect a new chair and record keeper, promoting consistent governance and transparency to the mayor, council, and Brentwood community. Whereas members of the Citizens Advisory Committee voted on September 4th, 2025 to elect Kiana Taylor as committee chair and Stefan Lagan as record keeper to serve for a term of 1 year, which will come to a close on September 3rd, 2026. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and the council of the town of Brentwood that we do hereby appoint Vice Mayor Jerry Burgess as Brentwood Citizens Advisory Committee liaison. Be it further resolved by the mayor and council of the town of Brentwood that the mission and outlining policy of the Brentwood Citizens Advisory Committee are established as follows. Mission: to provide independent, community-oriented advice to the mayor and council of the town of Brentwood on issues relevant to the public's interest, such as transportation planning, public services, community development, or the environment. This committee will be composed of volunteer members from diverse backgrounds and serve as a liaison between the public and official decision makers, fostering transparency, advocating for community needs, improving services for a customer perspective, and helping shape policy and operations through thoughtful recommendations and analysis. Outlining policy. It should be emphasized that the chair and record keeper of the Citizens Advisory Committee are elected to serve for a term of 1 year and do not carry any administrative or legislative powers. The committee cannot implement its recommendations without formal approval from the committee liaison or the mayor and council when deemed appropriate by the town charter. All expenditures of funds, as well as legislative decisions, are only made by the city council by motion or resolution before implementation. Section 2, conflicts. All resolutions or parts of resolutions in conflict with any other resolution and any of the provisions of this resolution are hereby repealed. Section 3, severability. If any section or portion of a section of this resolution is found to be invalid, unlawful, or unconstitutional, it shall not be held to invalidate the force or effect of any other section or part of this resolution. Section 4, effective date. This resolution shall become effective immediately upon its passage and adoption. And the remainder is the signature lines.
Motion to pass resolution 2025-14.
I want to make the motion to pass resolution 2025-14, the creation of the Citizens Advisory Committee.
Who's second?
Second.
Okay. Questions? Nope. Call for roll.
Councilmember Glenn Harris Jr.,
Yes.
Councilmember Juan Alamian,
Yes.
Councilmember Julia Elrod,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jerry Burgess,
Yes.
and Mayor Sutimio Lopez.
Yes. Thank you. Moving to old business, municipal single-use bottle policy.
I guess that's me. Thank you, Mayor. Introduced this last time, and we had some discussion. Councilmember Rango Mion gave 4 specific recommendations that I have made minor changes to this to address those. He wanted some concrete examples of where potential refilling stations would be located. He asked for a little more clarity on one of the definitions on a reusable bottle, additional information on notification and making sure that people throughout the town, the different departments, got said notification, which mostly falls upon the town administrator, of course. So, given those changes, oh, you guys are you're just too good. I must say, it was impressive coming here tonight and seeing the quart lemonade bottles and everything looking all proper.
And we were like,
it was it's a good example that you're putting forth, and that's one of the things that a town should do, right? Be an example.
and we gave out water during the Hispanic Heritage Month. No bottles, no sodas.
You just
no.
heart is warmed. Yeah. I'm not surprised either. I'm not surprised at all. We actually have a whole host of environmental people in this room at the moment. So I guess before we can even talk about it, I have to make a motion, right?
Make the motion.
Okay. Make a motion to approve the policy on municipal elimination of single-use plastic water bottles.
Second.
Excellent. Any questions, comments?
Councilmember Glenn Harris Jr.,
Yes.
Councilmember Juan Alamiano,
Yes.
Councilmember Julia Elrod,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jerry Burgess,
Yes.
and Mayor Sotimian Lopez.
Yes, so moved. Thank you.
Oh, thank you all. Yeah, thank you.
Moving to the new business, and I would like to move the stop sign cameras location to the front, because I know he's been patiently waiting to give his presentation. I feel bad because we are committed to finish the meeting by 10. So I will move the stop sign camera location addition. Is that, this is you, right? Sure. Yes, all right.
Computer's still logged in here.
Do you want to do the artwork on the post after?
The what?
Who wants to talk? The stop sign camera post, the artwork. You want to do that after, in case he wants to speak on it?
Can I have IT help? It looks like the computer shut off. I'm not sure.
It's the same
It
thing?
ran out of battery.
It's
No.
the artwork on the post.
Hey,
No.
it's okay if it doesn't.
He
go
can
back
do it
on.
and then we'll do. Yeah, I can do after.
Oh, look
Yes.
at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been, yeah, it's been here without a battery for the last few hours.
Thank you. So I'll get rolling while
Thank you.
figuring this out. My name's Wade Borman. I'm with Avio and the Let's Drive Safer program. I recognize a lot of faces here tonight. For anybody who doesn't know us, we are the stop sign camera company in Brentwood. Oh, sorry about that. So I'm with the stop sign camera company. We've got some data to show everybody for the poles that are installed, and we also have some pilot data of some potential locations coming down the pipeline. And I'm just going to share that with y'all. But just a quick reminder of what the program is and what kind of sets us apart. We are automatic traffic enforcement, but we don't focus on just ticketing everybody. We don't focus on just making money. We focus on bringing the community into the conversation and making it about the public safety. We pride ourselves in being different from other providers in that way. We have a kind of a three-pronged approach, and that's with the advanced tech. So using the advanced tech to detect and also kind of create a tool for the police department that is exactly what they're looking for, not just a one-size-fits-all, because every community is a little different. By creating a citywide deterrence, having stop sign cameras throughout towns, throughout the county, and throughout the state, you don't know where they are, so people actually change their behavior. They don't just learn where they're at because there's a grid and they're not sure where they're at. I know, me specifically, I've become a better driver since working here and seeing all the automatic traffic enforcement everywhere. And then, like I said, we try to do community engagement. We want to be out at events. We want to come to town halls. We want people to know we're here. We don't want it to be a gotcha moment. We want people to understand what we're doing and why we're doing it, and we want them to buy in. So I know we're running low on time, so I'm just going to jump right into the data. Any moment you have a question, please stop me. But 45% reduction in high and medium severity events, that's huge. The fact that we're almost at half of the events when we started at the high and medium, meaning those most egregious events, those most egregious violations, we're seeing a huge reduction. So that's showing that these stop sign cameras are actually making a difference in behavior, and we're not just out here just ticketing everybody every single time. Interesting, but not so surprising trends. Everybody's rushing to work. You can see it kind of pops off right in that morning commute. You see it again later in that afternoon commute, but I think you all probably see it the most in your community. People use Brentwood as a cut through to get to work quicker. and they absolutely disregard any stop signs, stop lights, or anything they do come across, and that kind of shows that trend in the morning. So find it pretty interesting when we break it down by residents versus non-residents. So this is all of our current. Whoops, I didn't do that. Those were our current. I still have my. There it is. Good. Okay, cool.
So how's our residents behave?
So this is showing all 5 of our current customers. You being at the bottom, you have 6.42% of your total violations are residents of Brentwood, leaving 93.58% non-residents. Again, not surprising. 38th, Volta, all those are cut-throughs. But I think that's significant to kind of point out that it's people outside of the community coming in and making your community less safe, which I've heard. I think every time I come to a town hall, I hear the public speak about the traffic issues here and public safety issues and how people kind of use Brentwood as a racetrack and everything else. So again, not surprising, but always good to have the data to back it up. So I'm going to go through the 8 locations that we did pilots that are we had the most severe data from. First one going to be at 38th and Allison southbound, 2,680 violations per day, about an 84% violation rate. This is one of those just incredibly just outstanding figures. We see it a lot in Brentwood, unfortunately. 34th is similar to this. It's just outrageous that it's that many. The next up would be 38th in Upshur, northbound. That's 2,340. We had a 92% violation rate at that one. And anything really over 25 makes me shudder, but 2,287 at 38th and Volta southbound. That was a 77% violation rate. 38th and Wyndham northbound, 1,306.
Wait, that's my street. How many?
That's you.
That's me. No, that's my street, I said.
Whose car is that?
Hold on, whose car is it? Let me look.
That's a solicitor from Cottage City who was pushed over here.
Okay, that's southbound. Okay.
That one was northbound on
Yeah.
Wyndham, or on 38th at Wyndham.
Okay, yeah, that yeah,
Checks out.
it checks out. Yeah. No, because I usually make a left to go into my house, and that people never stop.
Oh, yeah. So 38th at Utah southbound, 1,304 violations per day, up in the 93% rate as well. Yes, sir.
Yeah, the numbers you're giving, the violations per day, what is that? Is that a composite over the whole time? Because you said we had a 45% reduction, or is this just...
Sure,
I
so...
just want to know what that...
Sure, I
yeah.
should explain the pilots a little better. So during pilots, what we do is we bring out portable units, just a camera and a battery more or less, and we set them up anywhere from 3 to 4 to 5 days, and then we collect that aggregate, and then what we're showing now is like a daily average. So over that 3 to 4 days, that's how many we saw every day on average.
All right.
And that's the percentage of violations on average. Violations being letter of the law, all 4 tires need to stop before a stop line if there's no stop line on the ground before the stop sign. And that's kind of how we run the pilots.
These are locations that don't have the
Okay,
citation yet.
yeah.
You test right here. 93%.
Next one's 38th and Volta northbound, 1,251 violations a day, 72% violation rate. Next one up, Volta and 39th, northwestbound, 1,070, getting closer to under 1,000, but still not quite there. 75% violation rate at that one. Volta and 40th Street southeastbound, we had 379. Seems really good compared to the last few we shared, but still not really that
You
great.
have a case, Brian.
77.
Yeah, you low.
That is my fence.
It's a little close to home.
I said, you don't have a case. You got 77. So.
So just I think I kind of glazed over it, but just from those 8 locations over our study, we were getting a 12,617 violations a day on average, and seeing an 80% violation rate on average across that whole study in 8 locations. I'll pause there for any questions.
It's getting better, right? It's getting better.
So those were pilots. So if
They're not
we were
included. The pilot, is that included in the 45% reduction?
no, ma'am,
Yeah,
that's
that's
just
right.
our
Yeah.
physical poles that we installed. Yes. So, like I said, it's more than just the numbers. It's more than just the revenue. It's more than just the tickets. This is about public safety. I hear it every time I come here. We need more tools for law enforcement and the town officials to do good work in the town.
There.
So,
How many cameras do we need on 38th Street? Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. That is exactly what I was going to comment about.
Never
That
stop.
it is very. We've lived in Brentwood for over 5 years, my family, and I tell you, every time I leave my house and I go down Volta from Webster, turn right onto 38th. It happened this morning. I have to honk at somebody because they just don't look to that spot to see is there a car there. And I'm pretty patient. I wait for like people to see me, and every time I have to honk at somebody. So it's good to see the numbers, right? And move in a data informed way. So thank you.
Can I make a suggestion to?
Can you get close to the mic, Chief?
Can I make a suggestion to Drew? And I'm sitting in front of the council and the mayor of the council because I had no problem having speed cameras, but some areas, if possible, if Drew could do something like he did over Carter City, have a billboard up or a monitor system up, so when people go past there, if it says illegal stop or stop, your car didn't come to a complete stop. The sign on some of these towers, because what you're doing now is you're educating for one. Secondly, you're showing people you're not here for the money. You're here to try to change the behavior pattern. And I'm not saying that put them on all the cameras, so locations, but the main drag, maybe one up top of the hill, when they go past the stop sign, let them know, hey, look, we got a camera here. You didn't come to a complete stop. I just wanted to educate people, show them that we're not trying to make too much money or try to take them things, but we want to change the behavior pattern. And that's the main theme. And I think if he has a couple monitors in our town, it would show that we're not here trying to take people's money, but we're here to try and change the behavior pattern. See what I'm saying?
absolutely.
So maybe give us like 2 monitors or 3 monitors around that we might can move around to different locations periodically. You know what I'm saying? You just take it up and put it around. But it's good because it did work on our side. We weren't giving out citations over at Carter City, but we had to monitor, and people were still respecting it because they saw the camera there, and the monitor was telling them, hey, you did not come to a complete stop. And it changed their behavior pattern because I was up at something like 2,000 a day, and it dropped down to almost 900 just for a week. We weren't issuing citations. It was just a sign just saying, hey, boom, boom, boom.
Sure, that's definitely something I can.
And that'd be a good pitch showing that, that we don't have fines on every camera.
Yeah.
So talk to Drew and see if that might be an option.
Absolutely.
What
Yes.
what other innovative things are you doing in other towns too? Like that are not, like the signs. I think that's actually
We're doing distracted. I know Drew is working on distracted driving. So that means that he has a camera system now that if they see you on your phone or have something in your phone, like a cup or something in your phone, it can identify that to a point where it can alert and send out a citation if you want to. We haven't passed that through Annapolis yet. That's forthcoming because a lot of these accidents are caused by people being distracted by their phones. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm
And
sorry.
I just want to make the comment that, I'm not going to generalize, but there are some people that think that, this is the town doing, they don't realize that this is legislation at the state level because it's becoming an issue. And it's not just us, we're just, trying to, as you said, use the technology to help reduce the speeders. Because one thing is speeder running stop sign, same thing. They want to speed. That's the reason they don't
Well-
want to stop.
Well, Mayor Council, we had two people came in to pay their fines today, and both of them said the same thing, because we allow people to look at it. We turn our computers around, let them see that they did the violation. And one guy, and two people came in today, and both of them said the same thing, that I was distracted, I was on my phone, and I got to pay attention.
So
And
you
like I
get a
tell
ticket
people all
for
the time,
being in.
I tell people all the time, these stop signs are for a purpose, because I know for a fact that I used to be on my phone a lot, and ever since y'all have stop signs in this area now, and speed cameras, I stay off my phone because you have to pay attention and be alert, and it keeps people off their phones. So it's actually doing the job that you wanted to do, because most accidents are caused by distracted driving. And this is going to be a form of trying to get people to pay attention where they're going, because they don't want to get hit with a fine. And both of them said the same thing, they were on their phones.
Yeah, and this isn't not related, but I've been requesting to have a TV up there, a big screen like this, so people when they come, because sometimes they have to go and look at it in the computer, and we have to manage to show them. But if we have a TV right there, just play the video, and that also changed, because when they come through those doors, they're like mad.
And I want to explain.
But when they see the,
And I want
the-
to, for the
okay,
record,
all right, we have to pay
for,
ticket now.
for the record, I want y'all to understand how it goes. We have one of my officers that go through each one of the videos, and if it's like, a rolling stop or something that's questionable, or like even when we saw the problem we had with that one location where people had to inch up to see around it. We noticed that, and that's why we went ahead, because our officers are looking through each one of the segments and seeing which ones are major violators that need to be validated, and some ones that are questionable, we don't even cite them. Because it's questionable, it might be somebody just, stopped too late. We were doing those checks. Their office, their back room does that checks, so it's double checks doing that. So we're not, like the people that actually scoot a little bit, we don't really hit them too much. It's the main ones that just shooting right through.
No, and one of the things, because I was here one day when they were showing somebody one of the citations, and it shows that the person stopped, but then he moved forward. He didn't go forward. He just moved a little bit, and the camera got it there. But he had already done the stop, so I guess it's whoever is doing and approving there, they have to be, okay, he did the stop, and then he moved and stop again, so it can proceed without getting hit.
That happened every time
Mhm.
at Volta and
Yeah.
38.
Yeah, and that's the one, that's what one we
Yeah,
talked
that's the
about,
one,
we took
yeah.
offline.
And that's
Because you'll
that's the
start to
one.
go thinking
'Cause you
have
have to move
right
up and
away,
see
and they don't
around it.
see you, and
Yeah.
they just keep going, and so you're stopping in the intersection, basically.
All right, and so the recommendation is all of this, or we get to select the ones that are more.
My understanding, Mayor, is that what we're trying to do now, that we have to do, is that we, Councilmember Fisher spoke to a couple of us at a meeting and said that after they come back from Thanksgiving recess, there's gonna be so much activity up Marlboro, they won't get to any requests. So she said all requests need to be put in before the Thanksgiving break. That's why we brought it today, because we're not saying all of them need to be on live, but we're trying to get all these locations approved by them, so we can pick and choose later on which ones we want to put in.
Okay, so this is 38 is a state highway.
Right, and I think they close to getting State Highway on board.
So is a state highway who's going to approve this, or county?
We still have to get county to approve anything that's happening in Prince George County. We still have to put it through to them.
And the state would permit.
And then, okay.
Then we go to state after that.
So, but that's the question. So we have to select all this in case,
In case we
They-
want to go to it.
but not necessarily have to put all these
No,
cameras.
no.
We're just getting approval.
We just get
for that.
approved from Upper Marlboro that these locations we might do in the future.
In the future.
And that way we won't have to go back to them again.
Mayor? I understand the sort of bureaucratic rationale for that. I think for the purposes of the interplay of this issue with our residents, we would want to make it very clear that this is an option and that we'll have a more formal process for deciding which ones actually get, that we're not, by approving this for a bureaucratic reason, sanctioning, you know, that this is what's gonna happen. I still wanna make sure that the residents know we're being strategic about what we deploy from this list and why.
And I agree with that, and then we have to have a timeline, because let's say we have a motion to approve this, to submit to the county. So you saying by the recess after,
No, they gonna hear
or
it
before Thanksgiving?
before Thanksgiving.
So-
Right?
And then once they approve this, so how long would it take, let's say, when I'm looking to install whatever cameras we decide to?
So once the county approves and you decide which ones you want, as far as municipal roads, we can be installing and done in 2 weeks, since we don't have to hook to electric or solar and all that good stuff. Obviously, state permitting is new for us. We don't have exact timelines on that, so I can't speak to that, but that would take much longer, I would imagine, just to have to work through the state.
And my follow-up question, within 2 weeks, and that will be a trial period for those coming in?
So what we would do is we would install the poles like you have already, and then we do a warning period to allow residents to know. And we are all for as much marketing, communication, posting as possible, so that everyone knows they're coming. But that, again, 2 weeks is based on what you all want. If you want more time to warn and let everybody know and have discussions, that's completely understandable. We always err on the side of over communicate and make sure everybody knows what's going on and not rushing it. I just say 2 weeks just because that's the speed of how quickly we can do it. I don't know if I answered your question or not.
Do you have a comment?
You know, like a 2 weeks campaign to just inform people that what's going on.
So for the two week warning, that's just when we actually send out warning letters instead of citations. So people actually get something in the mail that's like, okay, this is coming. Everything before that, as far as sending out Facebook posts, marketing materials, yard signs,
Gotcha.
anything that y'all would want, we can make that as long as we want. And that's what I'm saying is, like, the longer is probably better. The more we can communicate, the better.
One of the issues was that those yard signs were too small and nobody knew. They're not visible because they are
Sure.
too low. They have
Sure.
to be higher. So what else do you have to? Do we have to
C-
put a big screen up there?
Can we
that-
do the big screens? Can we use the screens?
I could ask the team. We kind of
Yeah.
just discontinued and decommissioned this,
Yeah.
so it's a bit of an engineering lift.
Oh,
so
it
I
did.
can't promise.
You know what? Yeah,
anything.
you know what? He did say that because it's sucking up too much electricity.
Right.
You gotta do
We've
it solar.
talked about doing billboards. We've talked
mhm.
about any ideas you might have. We'll make signs. We'll do whatever feedback. As you all know, we're new to this and we're learning, and every time we do it, we try to do better. So if you have ideas, we're very open to them.
Well, that's kind of like my idea is to have this flashing stop sign sort of thing. So, I mean, just telling them there's a stop sign here, and if you don't stop, you get a ticket. But I don't know how else we can call attention to the stop sign.
Okay. We've also done things like what are they called?
Yeah.
Pylons
Yeah,
that
we had
say
pylons.
stop
Yeah.
sign, photo enforced. It's right in the road there at the stop sign, hard to miss. Like I said, we've thought about billboards and actually printing out big signs. We've also agreed the yard signs didn't quite get across what we were trying to do.
Yeah, they were too low.
Mayor, the street signs were pretty good in Carter City. We had the ones in the middle of the roadway that they went past and they saw it, say, stop sign camera ahead. And it gave people warning before they got to the stop sign. And you'd be amazed, some people still went to the stop sign. But it's the point where it warns them that the stop sign camera is forthcoming and please come to a complete stop. And those are the ones that we put in the middle of the street. They had little weights and stuff.
Right.
I think that's the best we could do.
Yeah.
I like that.
I guess the motion will be kind of clear that this is just the motion to submit the list for county approval. Not, so that way residents are not confused that we made a motion to pass all this.
No, it's a motion, like you said, but it's a motion to pass to approve future sites for possible future sites.
Potential, yeah.
For potential future sites. And say it that way because not all those sites are gonna be the ones that we're gonna put forward. It's what y'all pick and choose, which is the worst spots. But it's the point where we wanna get it out of the way because, you know, the county's saying they're getting a lot of these requests in now. And she said that, you know, after Thanksgiving, you probably won't have any more of those requests approved until probably, sometime next year.
Okay. Vice Mayor?
Yes, I'm going to give whoever's making the motion some time to get their wording down.
Correct, yes.
And ask you a question. Sure. What can you tell me about repeat offenders?
Sure. So we have logic in our system that we, again, aren't trying to ticket every single person every single time. There's been issues with vendors sending 10 tickets before the person gets the first one. So our logic is we send the first. 10 days later, even if they're reoffending, we don't send so they have time to get it, have time to process it, understand it, and pay. Then after that 10-day grace period, they'll receive another citation if they do another violation. And then it continues after that every 3 days.
So, just following up on, I think, I'm sorry, thank you. That sounds very reasonable. But what do you know about car X getting ticketed in May, June, and how many times car X is getting ticketed in August, September? Is there a learning curve that you can detect from repeat offenders?
Sure, we have all that data. That's definitely something that we can decipher. We haven't yet.
Yeah.
It's actually one of the reporting functions we're going to add to the portal so that law enforcement and towns can see as far as typing in a tag and seeing that history pulled up. But as far as actually pulling that as like a general stat, I don't have that with me.
Okay, it's
But
understandable.
It's something I can get if you're interested.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think we're all really interested in something like that because, you know, if we're trying to think of this as a learning tool, I want to know if people are learning. And if they're not, then we have the wrong tool. So data needs to show that, yeah.
Makes sense.
Then if you have tickets from one municipality to the other, will you be able to show that? Like, you know, like by the tag number, how so this offender is like violating everywhere. Sorry, but Councilmember Harris.
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
And this is really important to me because I had this issue before when trying to pay some tickets.
Yes, sir.
Now, can you pay in multiple ways? Can you pay online? Can you pay via phone? Can you pay with your tag? They don't have to all come up here to pay their ticket, right?
Yes, sir. So you're able to log into letsdrivesafer.com and pay with credit card, debit card. You're also able to send in a check. And then we encourage anybody who might come to the towns or anybody who might be confused on the citation. It has our support line that they can call. I have business cards that I pass out when we're working. I have my technicians pass out if anybody has issues and they approach them. So I'm also a resource. So as far as when people come here, we try to limit the interactions just because we want to pull as much off of the law enforcement's plate as possible. So I guess to answer your question, there's 3 ways, basically by phone, by check, or online.
That's great. That's great. Because I've been to other towns where like you can't find a way. Like you circle around and figure out how you can pay it, and nobody can help you.
They fit a lot on the citation. It's the district court actually really holds on to the format, and what goes on a citation is very confusing, and sometimes there's just so much it's hard to find the relevant information. We are working on ways to either highlight it or circle it or call attention to it so it's more easily readable or just noticeable.
Madam Mayor, may I be recognized?
I was curious, you guys have everything bilingual? Like if somebody calls or they go online, can they is there a Spanish option where they can look and pay?
I know our support line has Spanish option. I'm not sure that citations or the site would, other than just regular Google Translate. That's something I'll have to ask about.
Yeah, we do have like a 55%
Yes, that's a
Latino
really
community.
good point. That's a really good point.
Especially in the area,
Yes.
if you're working among other municipalities. All right, so I need a motion, clear language.
Just corrections, 40th Street, I guess it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 4th and 5th from the bottom of that list. I believe that's probably 40th Street as opposed to 40th Avenue, because we don't have a 40th Avenue.
Quite possibly, yes. Is
We
there a
don't, we don't
40th
want to approve
place as
anybody
well?
else's streets.
We have 40 Street and 40th Place.
Yeah, we have
So I'm
street and
guessing that
place.
one's 40th Street.
There's no stop sign at 40.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
40th
Yeah.
Street. All right, so
Mayor?
just make that correction.
I have a technical question. Would it, do we need to have proper resolution language and like a resolution number for this one?
I will say that not until we actually get approved that we have to
Mhm.
make that. Right now, it's just, this is just submitting the request
Got it, got it,
to
okay,
get them approved.
Right.
okay,
But,
I
um,
understand.
Before, can I make one more comment? And I just want to make sure, like, people's information is safe, right? You guys don't share this with any agency, any federal agency?
No, so our policy is we don't share information outside of our company and the law enforcement portal and the officers who use it, not even between municipalities. So it stays within this town. And then within our devices, anything that isn't a violation is erased off of the hardware, never leaves the pole within 24 hours. On top of that, the only thing that leaves are violations, and that goes to secure servers.
Secure servers like,
We use Amazon Web Service.
and you guys are like sure that they don't share the information?
I mean, it's hard to say what the big businesses do, what tech companies do, but I know our founders are very much privacy focused, and they would never put the data in jeopardy because we see our competitors doing those things and it not working out.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Motion?
Okay, I'm gonna try. So I make a motion to recommend the listed addresses for submission to the county for approval to initiate state permitting needs. Is that right? Did I get that right?
Yep.
Officer.
You want to make sure that.
No, you remove the recommend.
Location, we said for
Potential sites?
Potential.
locations in the future.
Okay, so I make a motion to recommend the listed addresses for potential locations for future stop sign cameras to the county for approval to allow processing to proceed.
Jason, submit
the
the request to the, I think it's a submit the request.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
Submit
know
the
if recommend.
request. Yeah, we're not recommending anything
Yeah.
to them. We submitting a request.
Mhm. Yeah, so if you just eliminate recommend.
Okay, so I amend my motion
Mhm.
to remove recommend. So we are submitting a request to the county potential stop sign camera sites as listed with the amendment of Volta Ave at 40th Street southeastbound and Volta Ave at 40th Street northwestbound.
Yes.
To the county for approval.
To the county for approval.
Mhm.
Second.
All right, you got that right, Mr. Moran? All right, perfect. And you second? Any more questions? Mm-mm.
Councilmember Glenn Harris Jr.
Mm.
Yeah, I must say I'm just slightly uncomfortable with the approach. I guess I would just prefer, and again, I'm not anti-stop sign enforcement. I want to be clear about that. But I wish we had something a little bit more comprehensive. I realize that we're doing this for some bureaucratic efficiency, but it's not just clear to me that that's good enough. That's all. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I
Still
guess,
mulling it over. I'm
Yeah.
struggling a little bit, that's all.
and it's 9:29.
Okay,
So-
I'm done.
I think,
Excuse me. Well, again, this is more work that we need to do. This is just submitting a request. We don't know what is going to be approved. So meanwhile, we have time, whatever, to digest what do we want to do, what are the locations, if all the locations are approved, so which ones are we going to pick? So this is not the ending. This is just the starting point to get, because, I mean, let's say the county say, no, we're not gonna, we deny your request. End of the story. And we are storming here. So we need to submit this, so then we need to start thinking what we're going to do moving forward if we get the request approved.
may I make a quick comment? I just wanted to say, I see this as just giving us the opportunity to make this decision later, right? So I think it's just, if it's giving us more options, and I like that personally. I think all we're saying is we might want to have something there, and maybe once we get more data, right, and once we get the safe plan, the safety plan, safe streets. I'm sorry, recommendations and all of that. We can also we have more options of what we can do and what they recommend. So I actually think this will give us more of an opportunity to make a more informed decision and be able to be more proactive. That's just what I want to say. We're not committing ourselves to actually putting the stop signs in any.
Yet.
Right.
But it does make the process easier, so I wonder why not wait until we know where we want them.
Because they might not be in session by the time we make a decision.
What happens is, for instance, what if the numbers go up on one street that we didn't put on that list? And then all of a sudden, April, you say, well, we want to put something there. We have to go back to the county. The county is saying to us right now that they have a lot of stuff on the plate. They had that big center to try to put Atlanta Mall and some other things that could be on their plate that they don't have time to look at these little small stuff. And they told us to put the request in. If you want stop signs, put it in before they go on break. So I don't know when they're going to have any free time after Christmas or.
Not to mention that it's election year coming up.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff they have to push through. And so, Councilmember Fisher said that, if y'all talking about stop sign stuff, then you get it to us before Thanksgiving. And so that's why we went ahead and, before I got here, Chief Jones and Avio got together and got all the ones and the data out there so we can go ahead and present it before Thanksgiving. It's not saying we have to go through all of it, it's to the point where if we do find out that something increases, at least you already have it approved.
Thank you, Chief. Councilmember Urban.
Thank you. Maybe I'm seeing the middle ground between the timing that you're mentioning in this rationale of trying to get ahead of the legislative plate of our county officials and what you're talking about in terms of, not sort of rushing to this. Is there at least space for the next work session to include conversation about this, and then in October we could revisit this exact request and submit it at that point? We're still ahead of the Thanksgiving recess, but it gives us a little bit more breathing room to maybe think about this in a more strategic light.
Maybe not. You have to realize that you compete with other municipalities that are jumping on board right now with speed stop signs. So maybe you may have time, maybe you're not, because I don't know how many here in one session. So maybe we might have time, but what if we wait? All of a sudden they say they don't have time for us.
For the sake of the time, I would say that submit the request, and then if the county come back and say, yeah, we approve your request, and we decide not to move forward, it's up to us.
This is just giving you the option of doing it.
It's not committing us to anything, right?
Yeah.
It's, Mr. Deloach, it's not committing us to anything.
No, it's not. If they approve everything, you can come back and say, of all 18 streets, we're not doing it on any.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna, I would like to move forward with it. I
Yeah. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Glenn Harris Jr.
Yes.
Councilmember Juan Arango-Millán.
Yes.
Councilmember Julia Elrod.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jerry Burgess. And Mayor Rosito Mayor Lopez.
Yes, move forward with it. And we still have time to deny. All right. A stop sign, camera post artwork. What is this? The
So
artwork?
I just want to explain that real quick. One of the things we do to kind of make our poles stand out so they're not just hidden is we wrap them in art. Usually what we try to do was work with the municipality to get that done through the program fees. We're actually just going to put those on ourselves and not do that. We're just going to cover it ourselves, cover all the logistics, do everything. All we ask is that if you're interested, you let us know which designs you like. Those are kind of like the pie chart and they look terrible. So I think it's on me to find a better way to get these designs in front of you because I promise they don't look like that in real life. Those are pretty atrocious.
So, well, I don't know if you guys received the email. The email version looked better
Okay.
than this printed copy. These aren't the best copies.
I think
And I think I shared, my pick. I mean, if you want me to pick them,
Yeah.
just say TA pick them, and I'll pick them.
I think it's a great idea because we are the art district. I think it's a great
Yeah.
idea to actually beautify our community with some
I think it
artwork,
was
so.
2 and 18
it's
that
fine.
I thought was pretty interesting. Is it coming up? Is it not coming up?
This is the
I
last
thought-
thing.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna get shared so you could see it.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't.
Okay,
I
okay.
don't have.
No, well, no, what you sent, I sent.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 and 18. So this is 2.
I could try to pull it up real quick.
Got like more, man, I might not.
I like
21.
17 and 18.
19?
I said 17 and 18.
Oh lordy, here we're gonna be all over the place.
Is there any way we can let the people vote?
You can pick between 2 and 18.
Like we do like what's it called? A poll on
Alright.
Facebook.
Put that on her street.
Shelly, you already picked up?
Well, I think it's gonna go nicely with what's getting ready to happen out on Rhode Island Avenue. It just kind of extends further into the community. I think it's just
Yeah,
great
and not
addition.
only that, because we already working on other artwork on sidewalks. So we want something to kind of match too. So she's been working with neighborhood design to do the artwork on sidewalks.
Gateway Arts
Gateway
District.
Art
team.
District, yeah. All right, so do we have to vote?
I don't need an answer tonight if y'all.
Okay.
Need more
Yeah,
time.
you can
No, we
email
need
them.
more time.
Okay.
Probably.
Well, thank you for your time tonight. I really appreciate everybody having me again and the feedback. So,
Thank you,
Thank
Wade.
you.
Yeah.
no questions. I'll see
Lucky
you next time.
you should have come yesterday.
Yeah, you should be yesterday.
Glad to be here today.
Spanish. Please.
Yes,
All
sir.
right,
It's
thank
important.
you.
Mayor, I know you're in a hurry.
No, I'm not.
Okay, I do think he just wasn't vociferous enough. I think the Councilmember Arango-Millán did have a good point, that perhaps our social media guru could, in communication with the town administrator, pick 3 or 4 of these and throw them out on some internet voting thing, give people 4 or 5 days to respond, and then
yeah, I like
take the top, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep,
Really good.
yeah, nice fun way to engage.
Yeah.
I love it. Yep.
yep, perfect, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
All right,
Take
have
care.
a great night. Okay, so we are moving to our next Gateway Farmers Market's request for support for their annual Fall Fest. Is that what it is?
Fall
Shel?
Fest, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I need a motion.
And man, if I could have the floor for a second. This is really important to me. I see what the Gateway, what the farmers market does, It's very beneficial to the town. It helps out with the cachet of the town. It gets a lot of residents from around PG County and DC to come see all the beautiful things that Brentwood has to offer. And it's like one of our main marketing tools outside of Mix Food Hall for folks to go ahead and see exactly how wonderful Brentwood is. I've had many people come and say, I didn't know what the name of this town was until they went to the farmer's market. And it gives a great way for us to put our best foot forward in the town. So I'm fully in support of any of the needs they have as far as the festival.
What amount do you have in mind?
What was the amount last time that was?
4K.
I recommend going ahead with that 4K.
Well, somebody needs to make a motion, though.
Okay. I motion to go ahead and let me get my notes together. I motion to go ahead and approve funding for Gateway Farmers Market request for support for their Fall Fest.
And the
Usually we
amount?
would say something like the amount and then something about the line item, or you could ask the treasurer for the appropriate account it's coming from.
Sure.
So it was we did it as a donation last year.
It was from
Donation.
ARPA last year, so we need something else this year, right?
Can I make a
Um,
comment before we make a motion? I just wanna, does this make sense for us right now?
So, yeah, I mean,
Is it-
we're able to do it. The big question that I had was because Gateway Farmers Market actually lost their 501c3 status. And last year, we actually cut that check to Market Matters. But I had a conversation with Megan, and apparently I guess they operate under that organization now. And that organization is a 501c3.
Why did they lose their
so-
501c3?
I don't know. But you can find that information out on GuideStar. GuideStar is where nonprofits have to file their 990.
And that was a question that I brought to Shelley's attention, that we need to, they need to have a 501c3 in order for us to give a donation, because otherwise it will look that we are supporting one business above other businesses in the town. But because this is supported by a nonprofit, it makes it a different thing. So we have to be careful with that, because one of the things that, there are businesses from the outside coming in and they're not supporting local business, that can be challenging too among the community. So, but
May I make a comment?
go ahead.
Mr. Deloach, can you elaborate? Maybe, I guess my question is, is this something that could probably hurt us? How do you see this? We give a business $5,000.
I wouldn't say that we're giving the business $5,000. They have a nonprofit partner that we're giving the donation to.
So it's like a donation. It's akin to a donation is what you're saying, right?
Roger that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that there's a problem with the local government donating anything. You have the power to do that. What specifically is your concern?
Well, the mayor said it was, I guess after her comment, I just want to make sure it's something that is not going to hurt us later on.
Well, I mean, you're setting a precedent and you're letting people know that you're open for business with that kind of thing, but, I mean, it's a proper use. I mean, the question is, if you don't want to set a precedent, don't do it. But if it's something that is, you think is beneficial to support this group and you think it's in the best interest of the town, that's what should guide every decision. Nothing illegal about it.
Right.
That's why we get paid the big bucks, right?
That's why you get paid the big bucks.
So what, where would the money come from if it were to pass?
So it would come from a general fund.
General fund.
Donations,
Okay.
yes. Mhm.
And did they give out like, I don't know, like, say what, you know, they just need $4,000 or was it like? did
So
they-
it's a-
She was
it's
just
a
asking
Fall
for
Fest.
support for the Fall Fest. I think last year they had some additional supporters, so they received, you know, our 4,000 plus some funding from some other folks. But this year they're solely relying on us, to contribute. They don't have any other contributors. And she did say that if, I'm not sure how you're gonna take this part. But she did say if there was an issue, they could always, you know, receive a donation through, the Gateway CDC. So, you know, they will, like, if one organization doesn't have its nonprofit status, another organization can sponsor them.
But they take a cut.
No,
No?
no.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah. So if there was concerns, with the whole Market Matters or what have you, we could, you know, donate the money to Gateway CDC and let them handle it. I don't know much about the Market Matters organization.
Do I need to rephrase, the motion earlier?
This motion.
I can't remember it now. Maybe it's worth,
Sure.
yeah.
Sure. I motion to go ahead and, give a donation to, 501c3 associated with the October Festival for Gateway Farmers Market, request for support.
I would like to make an amend, possible, that if we do this, I would really want them to do their best in also promoting it in Spanish for the Latino community here. I think, you know, I just think that's important. So, that's all I wanted to amend.
You cannot amend a motion that
No.
has not been second.
Right.
Okay. So I guess I take it
He
back.
has a motion on the floor, and we need a second.
I second Councilmember Harris's motion.
Okay. So you,
And so I wanna amend that.
so you're gonna amend it to do what? To
So I
do what?
amend that, you know, if we're gonna give this donation,
No, you has to make the motion. If
Are
you
you-
want.
There
I
was
do
no
well.
motion on the floor because it wasn't seconded.
Yeah, he
So-
already seconded.
Oh,
He
you seconded?
He
He
seconded.
seconded the
He
motion and
seconded
you're
the
amending.
motion.
right?
And he is amending it now.
Okay. All right.
So I make
But
a
you have
motion
to
to
make the whole
amend.
motion.
So I make a motion to just amend that, part of their marketing is, or part of their promotion is also in Spanish, and that they're just, inclusive with the Spanish language for their event.
You have to formulate the entire
right.
motion with that language in it, because this is a new motion that it needs to be recorded.
Okay.
Write it down, take your time so we can read it.
Does the original maker of the motion just want to add on to what he's saying?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, or you can just give that comment when you give your yes. You just say that, yes, but I request that it also be, taken into consideration, to be, language, Spanish language also included.
Is that true?
Yeah, he can just do that when he says yes, right?
No. That's, no. Because they're not voting on that portion of the motion. They're voting on your motion.
Mm-hmm.
And if he adds something during the voting period, then if anyone voted after that, they would have to, it's better to do the motion with his add-on, which I think is just saying, and that it shall be required that they put out the notice
Bilingual.
in bilingual, yeah.
Roger that.
So you will, he will, retract his motion and redo it?
Yes,
So you have to take your second out?
yep.
Okay.
Well, the
retract
second
your
would have to
motion
agree.
And then second,
Mhm.
retract your.
Withdraw second.
Okay.
Mhm.
So
I
start
retract my
over.
motion.
Okay, he second, now you start over with the addition.
I motion to go ahead and give a donation to the 501c3 in support of Gateway Farmers Market, October Fall Festival. Also, that the materials to be put out for the Fall Festival be bilingual.
Okay, that's you. Who
I
said?
will
Second.
second it for discussion, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So it is, may I? It is getting late, but is there, that I think that's expected in this community. I have no problem with doing that, but it does send a message, perhaps, that we somehow think they haven't been doing a good enough job in the past. Is that the reason you want to amend it? I mean,
Yeah.
we don't do that for other.
We don't, yeah, I do think a lot of the Latino community has been feeling left out from what they've been reaching out to me with the farmers market, and not just the farmers market, but just, I think that's part of it, and I do want it to be more inclusive. We, like I said, we have a huge Latino community. A lot of them don't even speak English, so I want to try to get them involved as well.
Mayor, may I?
Yes.
This is a technical question. So, in my experience in my day job, because we touch donations like this, when we're doing a sponsorship, there's, a very formal sponsorship, there's a prospectus that sort of outlines the benefits of the sponsorship. And I'm seeing here in the email that they offer some sponsorship benefits of things that, would be beneficial to the town. Instead of having it be something that is spelled out in this motion, would it make more sense for that to be identified as a formal sponsorship benefit, to sort of say, okay, we support this work, and then here's how we anticipate Gateway Farmers Market to, provide some benefit to the town, and that would be one of the items included, in addition to what they talk about as free tent space at the festival, cross-promote upcoming events, make announcements, anything else that would help support the town's initiatives. So to me, it makes more sense for it to be at an element of the sponsorship as opposed to something that we're deciding on at a motion level.
Yes.
So I guess we could do that, because she did offer, to assist the town in whatever capacity they're capable of doing. And I guess that's the difference in the sponsor and a donation, for me anyway. With a donation, it's, you're not looking for anything in return. But with the sponsorship, we are looking for something in return. So I guess the question is, are you looking for something in return?
Sponsorship means name recognition, make it public so they can have an extra effort to invite town residents. So yeah,
Logo.
Right.
but I guess at the same time we have kind of like an obligation to support an event that we are sponsoring. So that's why I was like, okay with the first motion, and then we have to also make the effort to promote as part of our events too, because we are actually sponsoring the event. So, but
If I might just add to that, I think that I take no issue with the town having some responsibility of that sponsorship as well. I think it sort of positions, a nice sort of public-private partnership kind of, not expressly private, but I think that that's fine. Another thing that I would add to the if we do go the sponsorship route, to the benefits, is that that they make an effort to also provide some visibility to the fact that the Brentwood Volunteer Fire Department is a critical partner to them being able to host this throughout the year, and giving them some publicity as well, and perhaps it's an opportunity for them to recruit or whatever that looks like.
Right. So I guess for me, the decision is the sponsorship obviously makes this a lot more complicated because it sounds like we need an agreement now. We need something in writing. And that being said, I don't think we could move on this tonight.
Yeah,
So I guess we have to
Well,
decide,
yes,
like,
it's
which way do we want to go with this?
I feel more comfortable with the sponsorship because I honestly don't feel that comfortable moving the money around like that. As in, you know, with another nonprofit, all that. I personally think this is better. And I do think it will give us a chance to have more visibility with the town. So I actually really agree with Julia. Councilmember.
What's the date on the fall festival?
It's the 18th, which is also when I think our International Day should be on the 18th. I think the 11th is a typo. So I'm gonna make sure, we'll get that corrected. Cause those events are usually back to back. But it's the 18th.
I just don't want to get caught up, like sometimes like we try to do things, we try to make sure we pinpoint it the most correct way possible every time. And then that's how we get in a lapse of time. And then the mechanics of like actually going ahead in the operation part, getting a check out to them, paying vendors, deciding on what a fee is, and everything like that gets caught up in the mix. So like if they don't know if they have the money established, then that's probably going to cut some vendors, cut some services, cut paying the way they're able to go ahead and operate and do things for the festival and like take the wind out of the sails.
Let's vote.
You know. I think you should vote but I think what came out of this conversation is we need to talk more about donations and sponsorships, and do we want to have something more formal in place? We just don't have time to do that for this event.
When is the event?
Soon, October 18th.
And how quickly do they need an answer? How quickly do they need the money?
They need it.
I was
like,
approached like
yeah.
2 months ago for planning purposes.
Yeah.
And there needs to be some return for us.
The return is,
Not financial necessarily.
I think what we do as far as like what they do as far as foot traffic like in the town and the eyes that it can get on the town, and what I'm personally a little bit nervous about, like we seem like we're not as supportive of something like this, which takes a lot of manpower to go ahead and create a lot of initiative to create, like it could be perceived in another direction, and and we shouldn't be mistaken that there's other people that would like to go ahead and other municipalities that would like to go ahead and capitalize like on the momentum that this has created. And there's been attempts to do farmers markets before with some of our neighbors, but it hasn't been nearly as successful as the one we have here right now. So
Have we done this before?
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well, I mean, we just donated $6,000 to our fire department, and there's no guarantee that the volunteer fire departments are gonna fight one fire in Brentwood. They might fight them all in Laurel.
Yeah.
So, just,
Again,
I
I
think
think
that's
the
different.
effort
I think
should
that's very
be also from us. If we are supporting our local farmers market, that also should be, you know, town, even our flyer. If we're trying to do International Day, maybe we can do the flyer, farmers market from 9 to 1, and then followed by International Day at Bartlett Park, something like that. Because the idea is to get, or bring, you know, residents to go and take part of this festival. So,
It promotes the health
yeah,
of the community.
healthy
Yes, yes.
eating.
Are other municipalities also donating?
They're not donating.
Well, no,
We will be.
they're not. They're not just trying to donate. They're not just trying to donate. How
I
about
will, see, I was okay with the first motion. I'll go back and say the same thing. We need to, I mean, if we're gonna do, why we have to go around and there's just like, we're gonna support it or not?
Well, the first motion's the only one on the table at the moment.
Yeah.
Mayor, if I may. So in the past, last year, we did the same thing where the idea was to have International Day after the farmer's market because they were passing out flyers at the farmer's market to kind of get that crowd to come over.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of the requirements from last year for that donation.
And we gave a donation last year.
To the 501c3.
It's already,
The second?
it's already done.
Oh,
Mhm.
Yeah.
vote.
Call the roll, please.
Councilmember Glenn Harris Jr.,
Yes.
Councilmember Juan Aramiao,
Yes.
Councilmember Julia Elrod,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jerry Burgess,
Yes.
and Mayor Lucido Domínguez Lopez.
Yes, so moved, thank you. All right, so the next item will be a request for a service window. Do we have a quote, or you looking to get approval for this service window?
So there are quotes, included. I believe the chief included 2 quotes, one from Hodge Windows Glass.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, you can speak on it. In the amount of $4,787, and there was a second quote for Brian Rhodes Doors and Glass, and that was for $8,900.
17, you gotta read.
17,000?
Yes.
Oh, did I read the wrong number? Ah, got it. 17,800. So yeah, there's a huge difference, about $13,000 difference in the cost for the 2 windows. And this is here in the police department, and it's something we've discussed and talked about. I think everyone agrees that we need to put some type of partition there, to offer some protection, for just anyone that's walking in the front door. And unfortunately, it wasn't something that was incorporated in the cost of constructing this building. Chief, you can jump in anytime.
Yes. Yes, because it's unsafe for staff to have that window open like that. Also, when we leave that window to go to the back, we don't know if somebody can climb in or whatever. And also, we have so many colds going around, people sick going around, like myself earlier. You don't want her or somebody to get affected. So it's best to have that window there, a barrier there. We are the first contact when people come into this building. We want to make sure it has some kind of stability if it gets struck with some kind of object or projectile. And so my suggestion is going with the cheaper price. We had 2 other vendors that we request that information from. They didn't get back to us in time for this meeting. That's why we want to move forward because of the safety issue. That's why we don't have 3 bids.
So the total amount is 17?
We're not going with that one. That's the one that was high.
Okay, what's the amount?
The amount that we're trying to go with is,
The $4,787.
yes.
4,000?
Mhm.
Okay. And Shelley, do we have the money?
Yeah, we can take it from public safety money.
Public safety money, okay, so,
Which, I want to point out that all these stop sign violations, right? That's kind of what we're supporting, because those monies from that must be used for public safety purposes.
Correct.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I
Can I-
need a motion before discussion, so we can move forward.
Can I make a comment?
Motion first, and then
I- But I want to make a comment to the chief.
I make a motion to approve the quote from Hodges Window and Glass for the ballistic transaction window to be installed at 3712 Utah Avenue, the new town hall.
Second.
All right. Okay, now make the comment.
I feel like these prices are too different, and I would like to see more options, right? To make
Yes,
to
I
make
would
sure
too,
that
but
there's a-
yeah, I would too, but it's a safety issue. We haven't not. We put it out for several people to actually give us bids. We put it out to two more people to, the other day to actually give us bids. They can get back to us. The meeting's tonight. My staff is unsafe right now, and safety is first. We got 2 bids in right now, and I understand, I agree with you. If it was different circumstances, I would say yes, let's try to find another bid. We try to reach out to these people. They said they will get back to us before tonight. They haven't. We need to move forward to try to get this purchased because we talking about safety of our staff.
Yeah. Any other comment?
Oh, were you gonna?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just,
Struggling.
the thing that stood out to me between the two proposals was it seems to refer to a difference in the level of ballistic protection, I guess, between the Hodges having a level 1 and the Bryan's Road Doors and Glass having a level 3. This is Armor Tech's website. I was just trying to understand what the difference is, so I'll share what I see here. Level 1 refers to bullet resistant glass able to withstand fire from small caliber handguns. Level 3 refers to a bullet resistant glass that can withstand a minimum of 3 shots of a 44 Magnum rounds at a velocity of 1350 F-S. So it seems like this is a more robust option for larger facilities where threat levels are typically more severe. Police stations and government facilities routinely use level 3 rated products. So I offer that as
That's
my
correct.
own findings.
That's correct.
Quick Google search.
We gave them the option to put in a counter bid for a lower option level 1, and he has not turned it into level 1.
Comment?
I need folks to bear with me. I'm not sure I can even articulate what I'm thinking at the moment.
Past 10.
Without
It's past 10 p.m.
past 10, without sounding like a fool or naive or something like that. But I struggle with the installation of these types of materials because they send a message to either a resident walking in through those doors or to me as I'm interacting with the employee. It sends a message of distrust, and I struggle with that. It's not the message that I want to send to anybody that as a stranger walking up to a bulletproof window, and you recognize what it is, and we've all been to countless of them. It just puts yet another barrier and negative connotation to interactions with government employees and residents, and so I just struggle with it from that perspective. I might not have articulated that properly. I understand there's safety issues. I do. I just don't want to live in that world, I guess.
Yes, and I'd like to respond to that. First of all, we're not MVA. When people come here, they come in distress. They come here to actually do harm sometimes. We have domestic situations that come into police stations where we have people have come into police stations with guns. 2 years ago, we had a District 3 station, well, actually 4 years ago, we had a District 3 station in Landover assaulted by a gunfire. It happens at police stations. So I see what you're saying. I agree with that. Like if you go to a bank teller, they try to take away the barriers and stuff to be more friendly. But you're dealing with a police station that you have people coming in here that sometimes in distress, sometimes are just, might have some mental problems and stuff, and might come in here and try to take it out on law enforcement. So it's the point where it's a safety issue for having a police station inside your building. You have a barrier upstairs for your clerk. We need one just for the safety for our police station. And also, we have an open space where we have what you call sensitive material inside there. So if we have somebody walk to the back, somebody can jump over there and go into people's sensitive information. We have computers that people can't walk past. So we have a restricted area that is unsecured. If I get audited by NCIC and they see that window is open, they're gonna ask me why this window's open like that. Why you don't have a barrier here to keep people from inside your station when you have sensitive information? Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but just for a little bit of history here, when we did the plans and we discussed, police department was not in the process of
yeah.
moving here. So that was a decision that was made to move the whole department. And that's the reason why, because if we're gonna talk about the front door window, we also have to think about that glass. So it's not just like one thing. So I'm thinking, yes, as much as we want, to protect, but if anybody wants to enter it, they can just,
No.
through that window.
Well, I understand that. What I did was, that's why I brought it down to level 1.
Mhm.
That's why I told the other guy, I don't need a level 3. I don't want to have a thick glass. I just want to have something to keep people from going into my building. Going into my office, climbing over the wall, and go to sensitive areas, and give a person a barrier that if she has to move or run, if somebody pulls a gun, she has a chance. That's it.
Mhm.
So it's the point where we're not going to have like a thick glass, like the level 3. And I told that company.
So what do we
this is
have
a level 1.
upstairs?
A level 1.
Level 1.
And that's what we requested, level 1.
Okay. All right.
And actually, like Jerry's concerned, that's one of my pet peeves too. I get on them constantly at the gas station with it, with like the bulletproof and like closing and locking the door. Like now you're saying that Brentwood, like that is not a safe place, and that's why we have police here and everything like that, because Brentwood is a safe place where you can leave your shoes on the front porch and your strollers and everything else. So like I'm trying to just like reinforce that. So like that's my gripe with it too. Like, so, okay, now the town center is not even safe. So we gotta, I struggle with that too.
Just real quick, this is not legal advice, this is practical advice. We have it for the clerk's office, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Your chief of police you just hired is saying that he thinks this is a safety, and I think he was about to say that if you got audited or inspected by NCIC, they would ask about that. I understand the complaint. I grew up in Prince George's County. I understand it, okay? But the police department is a little bit different than any other, we're not talking about, the liquor store, the gas station. People who walk into the police station, 90% of them are not happy, okay? And I just want you to keep that in mind. I understand the sensitivity of the perception, but I think if you go someplace in Montgomery County Police Department or whatever, someplace are deemed safer, you're gonna probably see the same thing.
The same way. And I will agree with you, Carmen, and I'm gonna share my experience working as the police clerk in Edmonston. So we had an open window like that, and there was one of the businesses, trucking. So the guy was so upset because his truck was towed. So he was so upset that he was trying to grab me. So the good thing is I was able to jump back, but he was just trying to grab me, and that's the reason we actually put not a high level protection window, but I have something in there after that incident. And yeah, because people come here because your vehicle has been towed, you're upset about something, and it stops. Yes. So it's and I would say that I would agree. Like, yes, it has to be something. We don't need that ballistic thing to prove, but at least something to protect the clerk in a way.
May I make a comment?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry.
I was just going to say, I know in the old building, and I don't know what that glass was rated over there, but it was more of a sliding glass door. And is it possible to get something similar to that, so for instance, if a senior came in, because, the clerk talks to seniors too, she could probably she might feel comfortable opening that up and having that.
I'm fine with that. So
personal interaction. At least she has an option then.
Let me just get right here. I have no problem with that. okay? The ones I can secure without closing the gate, okay? Because it takes a long time to pull that gate down. If we have an option where she can close it, I'm fine with that. I just want her to have some kind of barrier to have a chance.
Right.
At the same time, I don't want people climbing through my window when I'm back here doing something. Because sometimes I tell her to go to lunch, and I'm working back there in my office. It don't take no chance for somebody to come over there and grab a computer and leave out.
Mhm.
If we don't have no cameras here, I want to have a chance to secure my spot and make sure my employees are safe. That's it.
Right.
You know, that's all I'm asking. If I can compromise, I compromise. If I do a slide, we can do a slide. Just give me some kind of barrier for my people to be safe.
So,
Go ahead.
with that in mind, you clearly don't have a quote for that particular
No.
thing. Can
Yeah.
we,
Give me that.
if we decide to go forth, perhaps the motion might be not to exceed some value?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I do
Right.
want to make a quick comment. I guess I have a question now because you mentioned the legal compliance, right? Does that organization that you mentioned that audits NC, whatever, is the compliance to have at least a level 1
No.
in your police department?
No, what has is we have what we call sensitive information. We have people's
PII.
we have some serious information back there.
Right.
Computers that are don't supposed to be seen by civilians. If we have those computers on, somebody come over there and look at the computer, we in violation. So if we get audited, we can't have any computers in that area that's not secure. So it means technically I can't have any computers. Her computer that's up front, I'm supposed to have it in. Right now, I'm in violation. She looks up tag numbers, she looks up people's information on that computer right there.
Right.
So I'm in violation right now. So if you want to leave it blank, I gotta move her computer to the rear somewhere where it's secure. That's what I mean, I would fail audit.
Right. Okay.
And so what I'm trying to say is that give me a place so I can secure my spot, and I would go with the sliding bells. And I think I like this idea, the councilman idea is give me how much I can do it, and I come back with 3 estimates. It gives me time. I just can't wait a whole month.
Right.
Mhm.
So it gives me time to get 3 estimates with a sliding scale and say, well, don't go over this limit.
And,
That's all I'm asking for tonight.
and Mr. Deloach,
Okay.
would that put us under compliance?
Well, I'm relying on the chief on that as far as what he just said makes perfect sense.
Right.
And I don't know if the devil's in the details on the material or whatever that the sliding door has to be, but it sounds like that would handle any legal compliance
Yeah,
issue.
I had to have a security area for that computer.
Right.
At the same time, I want to have a barrier in case she gets attacked. I
Yeah.
want her to be able to, have a chance.
Right.
That's why I said that the levels, level 1 was fine for me. I don't have to have a thick glass. Because when she see a gun, she at least runs to the back. But at least that person can't jump over and chase her. I want something secure. I want to make sure that computers and stuff don't have to be moved somewhere else. Because if she had to look up a tag, that means she got to walk over to another back room to actually get a tag. Because right now we in violation.
Right.
And it's nothing different from what we have upstairs when they
Yeah.
come and see the town clerk.
And I would just
So-
like to make a
yeah.
request for if possible, by our next meeting, that you list out all the stuff that could be under compliance, that are not under compliance. Like, this is news to me, right? Because that's frightening.
But what happened was she had realized that we weren't supposed to be over there. What happened was they allowed us to come over.
I'll
And I
give
guess
5
what
more
happened, you're allowed
minutes
to come
because
over.
we are over the
Yeah.
time and
I
I
guess.
am.
So can I just make a quick recommendation?
Mhm.
I'd make a recommendation, because I'm not sure about the sliding glass window, but I think if we could maybe approve a not to exceed 7,000.
Mhm. Yeah. So we have to withdraw the motion and then
I withdraw.
redo a motion.
I withdraw.
Withdraw
Okay.
second.
Right, so do another motion.
So I move to approve the effort to install a ballistic transaction window that is sliding at 3712 Utah Avenue, Brentwood, Maryland, not to exceed a quoted an estimated amount of $7,000.
Second.
All right. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Glenn Harris Jr.,
Yes.
Councilmember Juan Alamiel,
Yes.
Councilmember Julia Elrod,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jerry Burgess,
Yes.
and Mayor Rosita Maria Lopez.
Yes. So moved. Thank you. All right, our last item in the agenda is the Maryland Municipal League, the Fall Conference, who will be attending October 12th through the 14th.
Oh, the MML? Oh, I will.
Where is it gonna be, ma'am?
It's gonna be
It's in Wisp, Maryland.
West,
3 hours from here.
Near Wisp, the ski resort, I believe. Yeah.
And it's gonna be when again?
Is it 12th through the 13th?
Yes, to the 15th.
15th.
Okay, yeah, I'll be there.
Yes, I'll be there.
all right, so 3 council members will be attending, any staff member?
Oh, who was the third? Oh, okay.
They are.
Here.
I won't be here.
Um,
Any, staff member? Shelley, will you be attending or?
I'm gonna double check. I would love to attend, but I also know, I have the
'Cause we're
CPM
happening in
program that's
November.
happening too, and that's gonna be requiring,
Yeah.
time away from my regular duties.
All right, so, I guess you, the 3 council members, they are in the Academy of Excellence, so this is a good opportunity to take more of those
Oh,
core and
yes.
elective
Mhm.
classes. All right, perfect, so that's all we know, we need for, cause it's already in the budget. So, we need to approve. I just needed to know who's going for the record. With that, I guess that's it for tonight. It's been a long meeting. So, I need a motion to adjourn.
Do we need to do any more public
12th
comments?
to the 15th.
Oh, public comments, yes. Do we have any public comments?
Thank you all.
I knew he was.
You saw the mayor look over there.
I was sitting here thinking, you didn't be on council.
She-
It was like 10:22, I need to
No, we should have.
a motion to adjourn.
I motion to adjourn this meeting at 10:32. Tonight.
Third.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Oh, wow. Well, we did a lot. I missed my thing right here.
Oh.
I need my.